to remember this championship reign for years to come. Matt Riddle is still the WWE... Oh my God. Wait a minute. Seth Rollins is in the ring. Mr. Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins. Is this happening right now? Ladies and gentlemen, Seth Rollins is cashing in. The bell has sounded. Riddle's now. The fatal four-way just ended moments ago. Rollins is cashing in Money in the Bank. Riddle, survival instincts. Ladies and gentlemen, we were not expecting this. An impromptu main event here at SummerSlam. The WWE title's on the line. Seth Rollins is cashing in on a weakened WWE champion, Matt Riddle. The bell just sounded for the fatal four-way moments ago, and Rollins snuck in the back door, cashing in Money in the Bank, but Matt Riddle is letting adrenaline flow through his soul, trying to survive a fresh Seth Rollins. I cannot believe my eyes. What better opportunity, what better moment for Rollins to cash in than the weakened state of the champion, but Matt Riddle still with a little bit of fuel left in the tank. I don't know, man. I don't know if Riddle's gonna be able to survive this. You remember the attack from Cross this past Monday Night Raw, the fatal four-way moments ago. How is Riddle going to survive Seth Rollins? He may have just unloaded the last bit of energy left as Rollins now realizes that Riddle might still have some will left to succeed in his soul, and Seth is gonna have to stomp it out tonight. Seth Rollins knows that Money in the Bank very well. We have documented this in weeks past. Ever since winning that briefcase, Rollins, knowing that briefcase, knows the opportunity that it holds. Back in 2015, he cashed in successfully in this very building, Levi Stadium, the heist of the century, possibly the most famous Money in the Bank cash-in of all time, and Seth Rollins has picked his moment to try and do it again. I don't want to undervalue Matt Riddle, if that's the word you want to look for. I mean, Matt Riddle's WWE Championship reign has been legendary. He has outlasted almost uphill battle after uphill battle, Hell in the Cell, Brock Lesnar, fatal four-way. But can he survive Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins? I do not like this. Rollins realized Riddle still had some fuel left, and instead of just going for a pinfall to try to capitalize on the champion, he is elected to try to beat down the champion a little bit more. But he better not underestimate Matt Riddle. Riddle going for the cover. Almost had him there. Riddle's trying to do anything he can to survive, trying to outlast Rollins. But Seth Rollins with a kick that might have landed right on the heart of the original bro. And Rollins now. Oh man, Matt Riddle, broken, beaten, battered, and bruised, is getting picked apart by the Visionary, who goes for the cover. We're gonna have a new champion, not just yet. An impromptu matchup here at SummerSlam, as Matt Riddle looks to contest Mr. Money in the Bank, who crushes him in the corner. Oh no, a super stomp by Seth Rollins into the cover. We have a new WWE champion, and his name is the Visionary, the Revolutionary, Seth Freakin Rollins. I cannot believe my eyes.
Here is your winner, and the new WWE champion, Seth Freakin Rollins.
Lightning strikes in the same place twice. It was these very hallowed halls all those years ago where Rollins cashed in to become champion. But tonight, August 20th, 2023, he does it again. Seth Rollins, the new WWE champion. Coming your way on Saturday night, April the 13th, witness the aftermath of WrestleMania as the superstars of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown head to San Juan, Puerto Rico for the 2024 Backlash. This international live premiere event streams live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday night, April the 13th. And as a new season approaches, what will these superstars have in store? You haven't seen anything yet, and nothing can prepare you for the Backlash.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Championship.
It is main event time from the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois. The conclusion to this doubleheader weekend. It is Monday Night Raw's Unforgiven, and it is also Fight Night. The Celtic Warrior, the Great White, the leader of the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, is in the Windy City. And certainly already been a successful evening for Butch and Ridge Holland of the Brawling Brutes, bringing home the WWE World Tag Team titles. Can Sheamus complete the trio? Can it be a banner evening in the history of the Brawling Brutes if Sheamus can leave Chicago tonight as the WWE Champion? It is a big fight feel, as Sheamus has been waiting for this one-on-one altercation since he was put on the shelf by Seth Rollins in June. And of course, the added treat that the WWE title is on the line. Sheamus looking to kill two birds with one stone here tonight in Chicago. But this man, the visionary, the revolutionary, previously Mr. Money in the Bank, but now the WWE Champion. And with that gold comes the term of the face of Monday Night Raw. Something that Seth Rollins wanted so desperately. He wanted the spotlight on him. He won Money in the Bank, picked his moment correct, and in front of Levi Stadium's sold-out capacity crowd 4 weeks ago, he left with the W around his waist. Seth Rollins may have burned a bridge back in June that he didn't plan on walking across again, but everything always comes back around. Rollins made the bed. Now he's got to sleep in it, and he better be ready for this fired-up Irishman in the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, a man who has held the WWE title, the World Heavyweight Championship. He's held every single title there is to hold. A Grand Slam winner is Sheamus, but he ain't done yet. He wants another run at the top of the food chain, and Seth Rollins holds the keys to the kingdom. It is your main event here at Unforgiven in Chicago. Seth Rollins defends the WWE Championship against Sheamus. Let's send things down to the ring for your official pre-match introductions.
Introducing the challenger from Dublin, Ireland, weighing in at 267 pounds, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus! And his opponent from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins!
A look at the champion, a look at the challenger, and a look at the gold that is at stake. It is main event time. Big fight feel as it's been all night long. We've already seen one title change hands. We are hot off the heels of the most brutal steel cage in recent memories. But now we set our center focus as Sheamus looks not only for payback, but looks to wear that gold around his waist and have this be a banner evening for himself and the rest of the Brawling Brutes. The bell has sounded and we are underway here in Chicago. It'll be very interesting to see how this match is paced, but you know what? Throw that out the window. I think Sheamus is going to be fired up in the early going, off the knee, taking Rollins for a ride to said knee. The only thing Sheamus needs to be wary of with this kind of momentum is not being overzealous, not letting his anger and his hatred towards Seth Rollins blind the fact that he has an opportunity to become the WWE Champion tonight. He can't allow Rollins to capitalize on a mistake, because that is where Seth Rollins can be most dangerous. Sheamus in control since the opening bell about 45 seconds ago. Obviously getting the 1 count. And obviously Sheamus knows he wasn't going to win the match up there, but the Celtic Warrior just trying to get in the psyche of the Visionary. And Sheamus off the middle buckle with the shoulder block. Classic out of the arsenal of the Great White. Now look at this. Look at the muscle. Celtic Warrior workout's been paying out. And only a 1 count there, but obviously Sheamus, again, not trying to get the victory just yet. Just trying to get in the psyche of Rollins and do some damage at the same time. Cannot wait to see what the voice is going to be like tomorrow at Raw. Green Bay, Wisconsin, get ready. Nonetheless, Rollins on the outside, taking a breather from this early onslaught by Sheamus. Referee holding him back, and this is a smart move by Sheamus. Don't let Rollins lure you to the outside of the ring. Possibly be a mistake if Sheamus took it, but Sheamus not taking the bait. Rollins with a reversal that time. Sheamus has been controlling ever since the opening bell. And Rollins with some power of his own. A man not too far from Chicago and Davenport, Iowa. It's Seth Rollins, who has had many battles across multiple promotions in this windy city. Looking to make some more history tonight with a victory over Sheamus. And a ripcord knee in the early going. These guys are throwing live rounds in the early moments of this matchup, and I expected nothing less. With the animosity that has been across so many of the matches tonight, the tension was bound to boil over. Rollins and Sheamus, the headliner, with the most prestigious prize in the industry on the line. Sheamus has held the gold before, wants to do it again. Opportunities like this don't come around every day. Sheamus needs to take the most advantage of it. Another ripcord knee. Rollins just going to the well with what worked that time. Now Rollins over the top rope. You see how he cradled up his body to get full impact on Sheamus. A maneuver that Seth Rollins' protege at one point, Nathan Frazier from NXT, who's been stealing the show in the Cruiserweight Classic, just advanced yesterday afternoon, has perfected. And Rollins taking the fight to the outside off that dive, sending Sheamus right into the barricade. The outside, ringside, as you saw in the video package, is where the ante was up between Sheamus and Rollins all those months ago. Sheamus defeated Rollins back in April for a spot in a #1 contenders match at Backlash. That did not sit well with Seth Rollins. Eventually, the bad blood led to a 6-man tag at Vengeance in May, which we discussed earlier tonight, that led the Brawling Brutes earning a victory over Rollins in the Judgment Day. Of course, Rollins and Sheamus once again met in the first round of the King of the Ring in early June. And that is where Rollins not only secured a victory, or at least thought, he got Sheamus out of his sights for good. And the Celtic Warrior's back. Every bad blood comes back around, and Rollins better not lose his marbles this early into the match. I mean, Sheamus will capitalize. One of the toughest superstars to ever grace the squared circle. Nice swing and a neck breaker by Sheamus. Sheamus not afraid to keep this classic wrestling if he needs to. Again, as we mentioned, Sheamus can't allow a blinded by frustration attitude to cause him to make a mistake that Rollins can capitalize on. And Sheamus is a veteran. He's been around the block. No stranger to big fight feels and really dangerous bad blood situations. Sheamus knows he needs to compose himself in this match. He can't look past that aspect for the Celtic Warrior. Rollins on the apron. Oh, wait a minute. Sheamus keeping it classic with the 10 beats of the bell drum. And Chicago loving every 10 of it. Rollins taking a fall to the outside, and his chest might be the color purple the time we leave Allstate Arena. Sheamus dropping the axe hammer, keeping the fight going, trying to wear down the WWE Champion. There's a reversal by Rollins. Oh, man! Swing blade on the outside. You know, one thing that we really have not discussed about Sheamus over the last few weeks, although it's been nothing but victories for the Celtic Warrior, obviously speaking volumes to his motivation to take out Rollins, but it was a curb stomp on the outside of the ring that put Sheamus on the shelf for months. Sheamus obviously wouldn't have come back if he wasn't 100%, but he's got to be wary, right? He's got to be cautious that Seth Rollins might try to do that again. And if so, Sheamus might not only lose this matchup, he may lose his career. Remains to be seen, but there's Rollins with a shot to the back of the neck. And to retain the WWE title. Not just yet, as Sheamus has still got the heart pumping. Sheamus has been on a roll, as has Seth Rollins. This is past Monday Night Raw. Sheamus with a victory over Damian Priest. Sheamus has picked up wins against Solo Sikoa, Apollo Crews as well. And then remember, the tag team matchup where Sheamus resurfaced on Monday Night Raw. Sheamus and Shinsuke Nakamura defeating Rollins and Solo on that night. Just a few short weeks before Rollins ended up cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase, which propelled him on a sea of momentum as of late. Victories over Kofi Kingston and Butch on Monday Night Raw. And Sheamus looking to see Rollins take a loss tonight. Very creative maneuver, showcasing the power of the Celtic Warrior. In the Windy City, loving every second of it here tonight, but Sheamus misses off the knee. And there's a mistake that we were talking about. May have been more focused on trying to put the punishment on a man he absolutely despises rather than trying to go for the cover. Seth Rollins back in control, and you see Rollins going back to the well with what has worked for him throughout this match. Not getting pretty, just getting effective. And I think Rollins, as we witness how this matchup play out, is really trying to focus on the neck and the head of Sheamus, realizing those are the injuries that put him on the shelf. And if Rollins can reawaken those injuries per se, reopen those wounds per se, Rollins may have a golden ticket to win this match. Forearms, knees, kicks. Rollins is all targeting on Sheamus. It could just be trying to soften him up for the curb stomp. Remains to be seen. Nonetheless, Sheamus is down. Rollins goes for the chop to nobody home. And once again, Sheamus muscling up Rollins, sits him out. Into the cover. New champion set to be crowned here in Chicago. No. Yeah, just imagine if we get to Green Bay, Wisconsin tomorrow night, and not only are the Brawling Brutes World Tag Team Champions, but Sheamus is the WWE Champion. White noise! And the ladder may be about to come true. Not just yet, as Rollins kicks out again. How close was that? The white noise by Sheamus to no avail. Obviously damage done, but Sheamus was desperate for the 3 count there. Not going to allow Rollins to swing his way back into this match. The Celtic Warrior's on a mission, laser focused. And it doesn't mean Rollins is another reversal. Sheamus not leaving some room for opportunity in this matchup right now. Another reversal there. And this time Rollins takes advantage of it. Seth Rollins may be feeling a sense of urgency after that little vial of fury from Sheamus. That white noise might have did some damage on Rollins, as once again he takes things to the air and repeats our sentiments from a few minutes ago. Going back to the well with what has worked for him tonight. Not getting super creative, not trying to throw Sheamus off his game, just giving Sheamus what he expected and giving Sheamus the fight that Rollins used to defeat the Celtic Warrior back in June. Just because you know what's coming doesn't mean you can take advantage. Wait a minute, Rollins. Wait a minute. Rollins with a bro kick on Sheamus on the outside. Seth Rollins using Sheamus' own move against him on the outskirts of the squared circle. The backbreaker and bro kick combination. Rollins, we just said a moment ago, not trying to necessarily get too creative against Sheamus, but that's certainly a way to throw the challenger off his game, is use his own offense against him. Offense becoming defense for Seth Rollins in that moment. And Sheamus is hurt. Oh no. And Rollins is going for the kill. Curb stomp. And that's gonna do it. Off the bro kick and the curb stomp. No, Sheamus is alive. Sheamus is still fighting. We said it's fight night for a reason. Oh, and Rollins is coming unglued right now. Rollins unhinged. Hit the bro kick. Hit the stomp to no avail. Sheamus is obviously hurt. Obviously not 100% at this point in the match. But Seth Rollins losing his marbles a little bit after not getting the 3 count, which Sheamus looks to take advantage of. We may be in Chicago, but there's a slam all the way from Alabama. Now Rollins back up to his feet. Oh man, are we about to start seeing the pendulum of momentum swing back and forth as Sheamus may be seeking some desperate maneuvers in this match. Rollins now. Oh, face first off the canvas. Oh, that is not. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Sheamus has been busted wide open, folks. After the bare knuckles, the kicks, the stomp. Sheamus's forehead becoming soft tissue to open up, and the blood is now trickling from the Irishman. And that is going to be a target that the WWE Champion looks to focus on. That is not going to be good for Sheamus. He is really pouring out right now. Wait a minute. Celtic Warrior, we said sense of urgency a moment ago. The smell of his own blood might have woke him up a little bit. Rollins on the top. What has Sheamus got in mind here? Looking to send Rollins for another ride. Oh, man. Man, look at the forehead of Sheamus. The Warrior. Sporting battle wounds. And Chicago is coming unglued for the champion and the challenger. Up on the shoulders. Victory roll. Sheamus starting to come alive. But does he have it in him to win the WWE Championship tonight in Chicago, Illinois? Rollins on top again. What has Sheamus got in mind? Oh, wait a minute. Could be looking for a super. Victory roll from the middle buckle. That's going to do it. Sheamus has won matches in the past with that maneuver, but it's not going to pay him dividends tonight. Close call. Almost the book being closed on Seth Rollins' WWE title reign, but Sheamus is still 1 second away from championship glory. Meanwhile, he's at ringside. And Sheamus better be careful. Clearing off the announce table, the Celtic Warrior realizes that the ante must be upped the same way Rollins did back in June. Sheamus has not forgotten. It was right here at ringside where the curb stomp that put Sheamus on the shelf took place. An exposed announce table could mean disaster for the WWE Champion if he does not get back into this match. Sheamus got to keep his eye on the count. Referee's at a count of 3. Count of 4. Obviously, Sheamus can't win the title via countout tonight. Off the apron with a knee. And he stuck it to Rollins. That'll certainly scramble the eggs to the WWE Champion. Smart by Sheamus to break the count right there. He knows he can't win the title via countout. Rollins can retain. Only benefits Rollins really being on the outside from a result perspective. Speaking of Rollins, off the knee, heads to the top. Going for a shot, but Sheamus gets out of the way. Celtic Warrior avoids disaster. And takes the champion off his feet with the STO. And Sheamus is feeling it. The Windy City still fired up as they've been all night long here at Unforgiven, and still pouring their love for the Celtic Warrior. Chicago, Illinois very well may be Brawling Brutes territory. Butch and Ridge Holland succeeded an hour ago here at Unforgiven. Sheamus looking to have the same luck against a tough challenger in the Revolutionary. And raking up these big-time maneuvers on Seth. There's a counter, much needed by the WWE Champion. Rollins again, face plants Sheamus. This time, Sheamus might have hit every turnbuckle on the way down. And again, Seth Rollins looking to go back to the well with what has worked. Third time, three-peat by Rollins with the dive over the top. Cradles himself up, an explosion. Oh, wait a minute, Sheamus with a counter at ringside. And this is where superstars are made, ladies and gentlemen, in the deep rounds, in championship rounds, when the challenger and champion are so fatigued yet still fighting. You want to be the man on Monday Night Raw, you got to outlast these desperate moments. Sheamus is showcasing his battle wounds. And now Sheamus is headed to an uncharacteristic position on the top rope. To the outside with a shoulder block on the champion. Throwing caution in the wind and the means of success. Sheamus is fired up. He has got the WWE Champion down, and the champion is hurt. And Sheamus could be near a victory if he can get this thing back inside the ring and score 3. Referee at a count of 3 right now. Sheamus once again heading back inside the ring. Looking to break the count right there. Again, Sheamus cannot win the title via countout. There's special stipulations on this match tonight with Rollins. Good old school classic championship rules. Now Sheamus dropping the axe hammer. Rollins, no idea where he was right there. Sheamus capitalized on the MIA whereabouts of the champion. Now sends him back inside the squared circle. Sheamus smells blood in the water, and it might not be his own. He could be looking to seek and destroy and win the WWE title. Nice axe hammer, wait a minute. Counter by Rollins, and what strength by the champion. Big time counter by the Visionary. Both men dazed, but Sheamus the first to crack. Rollins is showing signs of life, but it may not be enough. Sheamus may be hitting on all different cylinders right now. Running power slam to win the title. No, Rollins kicks out again. What a main event clash here tonight at the Allstate Arena in Chicago. Sheamus, the challenger. Seth Rollins, the champion. The fight continues. And once again, Sheamus on the outside. And remember, on the bottom right of your screen, cleared off the announce table a few moments ago. Paying homage to Cactus Jack with the cactus elbow off the apron. Sheamus might have his sights set on the announce table. Why else bring Rollins back to the outside where he can't win the match just yet? Well, remains to be seen, but Rollins trying to turn the tides. Knee right to the injured rib cage. Oh, man! Right into the steel steps. Seth Rollins trying to get brutal in this championship match, realizing it must be a must to keep down Sheamus. He's just trying to get his wits about himself on the outside, but now Rollins dropping the Celtic Warrior in the DDT. Man, we are witnessing a classic battle of good and evil. A classic battle of a warrior versus a revolutionary. The main event, the lights are on bright. Go big or go home. Titles on the line. Fight continues on the outside. We have seen a lot of brawling between Rollins and Sheamus the last few minutes. Only going inside really to break the count. And they continue to fight on the outskirts, and Rollins trying to open up the already open wound of Sheamus. Fatigue's got to be setting in, maybe even a little bit earlier than it would for the Celtic Warrior, thanks to that target on his head. We saw how it played a factor in Matt Riddle's momentum in his steel cage moments ago. Sheamus feeling the same detriment. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Rollins has got his eyes on the announce table that Sheamus cleared off, and it may come back to haunt the Celtic Warrior. This is not good for the challenger. Rollins with a power bomb through the announce table. Holy hell. Seth Rollins is godsend focused on eliminating Sheamus from in-ring competition tonight. Right through the table that Sheamus exposed, and Sheamus is hurt. The Celtic Warrior is wounded. The #1 contender is down, and Rollins continuing the onslaught at ringside. Referee at a count of 6. Rollins gonna send Sheamus inside the squared circle. Sheamus has gotta try to wake up, because if not, Rollins is gonna put him to sleep for good. Off the top, vintage frog splash by the Visionary. He's not going for the cover. Rollins wants to put the final nail in the coffin. A second curb stop to Sheamus. A wounded Warrior falls to the Visionary in the main event. Wow, what a matchup. A physical altercation that could have went either way between Sheamus and Seth Rollins. But in the end, the open wound of Sheamus did not pay him dividends. The exposed table coming back to haunt him, and not 1 but 2 curb stomps leads Seth Rollins to the ultimate victory here tonight at Unforgiven.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins!
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us all weekend long. And good night from Chicago, Illinois. An amazing Unforgiven event which leaves you with still the WWE Champion, the Visionary, the Revolutionary, Seth Freakin Rollins. Coming your way on Saturday night, April the 13th, witness the aftermath of WrestleMania as the superstars of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown head to San Juan, Puerto Rico for the 2024 Backlash. This international live premiere event streams live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday night, April the 13th. And as a new season approaches, what will these superstars have in store? You haven't seen anything yet, and nothing can prepare you for the Backlash.
The following contest is a last man standing match and is for the WWE Championship.
It is main event time! Sunday night, October the 22nd, 2023. Principality Stadium plays host to not only Clash in the Castle, but specifically Fight Night. The Celtic Warrior Sheamus is on a hunt for his 4th career WWE Championship, and it could come at the expense of a man he is absolutely no stranger to, the Visionary Seth Freakin Rollins. How sweet would it be for Sheamus here in Cardiff to beat the living daylights out of a man who cost him multiple months of his career in Seth Rollins and leave Cardiff as the WWE Champion? 8 nights from tonight, we return to Dublin, Ireland for Monday Night Raw, and imagine if Sheamus can walk back in to his hometown as champion. What a moment it could be. But here is the man who is not looking to reward Sheamus that homecoming feeling. The Visionary, the Revolutionary. There's a lot of men we can call cold-hearted. Seth Rollins is near the top of that list. But one thing you also have to call him is the reigning, defending WWE Champion. Earlier tonight, at the top of this program, the almighty Bobby Lashley defeated the Beast incarnate Brock Lesnar to stake his claim as the next #1 contender. But who will meet Bobby Lashley 4 weeks from tonight in Madison Square Garden at Survivor Series for the WWE title? Will it be the man who currently holds the gold in Seth Freakin Rollins, or will it be the Celtic Warrior Sheamus? You gotta believe if Sheamus loses back-to-back pursuits of the WWE title, he is sent in the opposite direction. He is sent to the back of the line. That is not somewhere the Celtic Warrior desires to be. The WWE title is at stake, and so much more. Pride, retribution, and for Sheamus, the itch to fight. It's main event time for the WWE Championship.
Introducing the challenger from Dublin, Ireland, weighing in at 267 pounds, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus! And his opponent from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins!
This is, of course, a last man standing match. The only way to win is to incapacitate your opponent to the point where they cannot answer the referee's count of 10. No pinfalls, no submissions, No countouts or disqualifications. No rules or restrictions holding back Sheamus or Seth Rollins. That is the prize that is at stake. It is Principality Stadium. It is Cardiff, Wales. It is Clash at the Castle. And it is main event time as the bell has sounded and we are underway. And Sheamus, as expected, hot out of the gate, looking to beat the hell out of the Visionary once and for all. Seth Rollins put Sheamus on the shelf all throughout the summer. Sheamus has been out for retribution ever since. 5 weeks ago, these two men in one of the matches of the year at Unforgiven in Chicago. A war of all wars is the best way we can put it between Rollins and Sheamus. They beat the hell out of each other on that night. And Seth Rollins, in my opinion, just survived Sheamus. Won the match clean as a whistle, no doubt about it. But it was any man's game in Chicago last month for the WWE title. Rollins got the 1, 2, 3. Tonight, somebody needs to get the count of 10. Sheamus got the opening blow, but ever since then, Rollins has turned the tides. Gotta believe Rollins is looking for an early advantage in this matchup to try to lay out the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. You also gotta wonder about the mind games, or I should say the mental games of both of these men as Sheamus and Rollins come into this thing. Of course, Rollins defeating Sheamus last month at Unforgiven. Sheamus outlasting both, or I should say all of Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Karrion Kross. 3 men in a gauntlet match to earn this championship opportunity here tonight. You gotta believe Rollins is looking at Sheamus thinking, if you could survive that, you might be able to survive anything. Rollins trying to introduce some hardware, bringing in that kendo stick, but he left a window for Sheamus to start throwing some haymakers. Rollins dropping the Celtic Warrior with an knee. What about the recent losses? Seth Rollins, back-to-back losses to Tyler Bate on Monday Night Raw as of late. Wait a minute, this is going to be the first count of the matchup here. Rollins might have called for it. Obviously, this is early on. I don't expect Sheamus to be out this early. But just hearing that count as a competitor, when you're lying on the ground, possibly about to be counted out, you got to feel almost a sense of urgency to hurry up and get to your feet. And you can almost risk injury getting up too fast where your body's not ready for it. So many X factors in a last man standing matchup that we are, I'm sure, going to witness tonight. And again, the count. Rollins would love to get this thing done in a hurry. That's for darn sure. But Sheamus has got a lot of fight left in him. And Rollins knows that firsthand. That is why he's going to look to take advantage of the last man standing rules. Grabs another kendo stick, which Sheamus avoids. I'm sure Sheamus would love a little bit of hardware, just not on himself, as he grabs the kendo stick that Seth Rollins wanted to introduce. And Rollins avoids it. Both men trying to avoid the plunder, as Rollins now stacking up Sheamus, a maneuver that he would normally go for a pinfall combination, but of course no pinfalls tonight. Rollins back underneath the ring. Wait a minute, grabbing a damn sledgehammer, which Sheamus thankfully avoids. Would hope not to see anybody, even Seth Rollins, for all means, get injured here tonight, as both men now got a kendo stick, and who gets the first? That is Sheamus, dealing the shots to the WWE Champion. Rollins trying to run and hide, avoid them at all costs. We are seeing the rules of this matchup on full display. Sheamus grabs the kendo stick. Rollins grabs another. Back to the drawing board, and Rollins eats it to the rib cage. Over the cranium of the WWE Champion. Anything goes, and that has got to feel good for the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. Looking to use a second kendo stick on the body of the WWE Champion. Rollins trying to avoid Sheamus with other plans. Rollins with an enziguri. Man, just the first few minutes of this matchup. Last man standing rules on full display. These two men looking to eliminate each other from future competition for good. I do not like the situation at hand here. But nonetheless, this is what this war has brought us to. Only one man is going to leave walking tonight, as Sheamus once again introducing another kendo stick. And Sheamus is fired up in the middle of Principality Stadium. And a second. My goodness. Sheamus is all over the champion, dealing blows. Oh man, and Rollins cut open with that second kendo stick, busted over the dome of the champion. And that crimson mask is not going to go well for Seth Rollins as this matchup progresses. That is going to add to the fatigue in a very faster way. Rollins avoiding the third kendo stick shot. And Sheamus. Well, Sheamus is like a shark that smells the blood in the water as he sends Rollins over the top. Might not even meant to send him over that time. Rollins' own momentum taking him to the outside. The referee's counting, but I don't think Sheamus is done just yet. Dropping the cactus elbow. You know, Sheamus hears the count, but I think the Celtic Warrior is a little bit more worried about inflicting punishment right now. This is a matchup months in the making between Sheamus and Rollins, and Sheamus with another kendo stick to the back. With every shot and every wound that is created on the flesh of Seth Rollins, Sheamus is grinning from ear to ear. Rollins avoids it that time. Oh man, but Sheamus is hell-bent on absolute retribution here tonight. Rollins back inside the ring. Sheamus is bringing the kendo stick with him. Oh my goodness! Breaking it on the spine of the champion. Sheamus is all kinds of fired up as the referee is ready to count the WWE champion out. Count of 6 right now. Count of 7. We may be nearing a new WWE champion. On count of 8 there, Rollins starts to get to his feet, and Sheamus with the double axe handle. And Sheamus went for the full mount, could be looking to open up the wound of Rollins a little bit more. Rollins able to turn the tides. What is so interesting is, remember last month at Unforgiven, Sheamus was the one who was busted wide open by Rollins. Now the roles have been reversed. How will Rollins be able to withstand that crimson mask that is above his eye right now? Sheamus gets brought to his feet and a forearm to the back. And Rollins is hurt off those kendo sticks. There is menagerie everywhere, inside and outside the ring already. Without even a use of any weaponry yet, Sheamus is down, but he's not out just yet. And Seth Rollins brings him back down to the canvas. Little crossface here. Well, this is actually smart strategy by the champion. If Sheamus passes out from the pain, well, that's a count, and Rollins will win this thing. Rollins has got it locked in tight, but this is a war that Sheamus has been thinking about day in and day out for months. He ain't gonna go down without an absolute fight to the bitter end. And look at that, just like that, Sheamus trying to get back into this thing with Rollins hoisted in the air, letting all the blood rush to the head and possibly out of it. Delayed vertical, and down goes Seth. Now Sheamus going to continue the beatdown. Absolutely just reeling in every blow. Remember Butch and Ridge Holland retaining their World Tag Team Championships earlier tonight. But will the trio of the Brawling Brutes be pulling out of the parking lot here at Principality Stadium with all their bags a little bit heavier because of the gold inside? And wait a minute, Sheamus ripping apart the announce table. A same table that Rollins put Sheamus through 5 weeks ago in Chicago. Man, Sheamus has not forgotten about the curb stomp at ringside that really escalated this whole situation. He has not forgotten about the war in Chicago 5 weeks ago. And down goes Rollins on the outside. A little white noise. Sheamus is fired up. Clash at the Castle has been an incredible event, and it could cap off with a new WWE champion in mere seconds. Count of 6. Well, Rollins starting to reel, but Sheamus up on the apron. And a high knee takes the champion off his feet again. And once again, the count begins. As you start to enter the later rounds, in this type of matchup, it doesn't take much for that count to kick off. Once you're down, the referee is going to assume you're out, and he is going to start that 10. And it is on you to get to your feet. Sheamus has got a steel chair. Rollins luckily avoids it. Now on the outside, Rollins dealing another blow to the back of the neck. Seth Rollins, there's one thing he loves to utilize is those forearms, the neck breaker variations, all softening up his opponent for an eventual curb stomp. The same curb stomp that started it all months ago. Wait a minute here, backbreaker, Rollins, a bro kick on Sheamus. Rollins using Sheamus's own maneuver against him, just like he did 5 weeks ago at Unforgiven. History repeats itself, but will the results spell the same? Sheamus is down, and Sheamus may be out. Count of 7 there. However, Sheamus is starting to get to his feet. On a knee. Rollins, look at this. Laying out Sheamus at ringside once more. And Seth Rollins knows what got the job done back at Unforgiven 5 weeks ago. Went to the well once again, and it did in fact lay out Sheamus. Unfortunately, not the result Rollins was looking for. Now, wait a minute. Rollins has got that sledgehammer. Sheamus luckily avoiding it. Rollins taking a page out of the game's book. Now, wait a minute. Up against the announce table, and head first. Sheamus looking to brutalize the Visionary here at ringside. And the count commences once more. And we will keep on counting. Once after once. Hoping for a 10. And Sheamus has got another damn kendo stick. How many of those are under the ring? Somebody took a trip to Home Depot before they got on the flight here to Cardiff. Sheamus, oh man. It was a simple throw, but it was certainly effective. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, come on now. No! Curb stomp at ringside. The same curb stomp right here at ringside that put Sheamus on the shelf all summer long. And Rollins makes his way back inside the ring, possibly as the victor of the last man standing match. Oh my goodness, not just yet. Sheamus is up, but I swear to you there is lights on and nobody is home. At some point, you gotta imagine, is the referee gonna make a judgment call here? Crash and burn. Rollins is now down. Sheamus is in the ring. A role reversal in a matter of moments. I'm in disbelief of what we are seeing right now. These two men have came to Cardiff, Wales with one game plan. Beat the ever-living hell out of my opponent and leave with the title. This is like nothing we have seen all night long. We have seen some incredible wrestling action inside of that ring. This is beyond the means of a professional wrestling match. This is war, ladies and gentlemen. And Sheamus is now using that steel chair on the body of the WWE Champion. The flesh is not meant to come in steel with that kind of force. Rollins brought to his feet. Not by will, but by force of Celtic Warrior. Now once again, Rollins brought to his feet. Sheamus not getting what he was hoping that time. Counter by Seth as the fight is now taken back inside the squared circle. And Rollins with a kick right to the chest. And remember, that is the same kick that Rollins used to defeat Sheamus all the way back in June when they met in the first round of the King of the Ring. The same night Rollins curb stomp Sheamus at ringside to escalate this whole rivalry. Rollins is not afraid to just break things down into a fisticuffs battle, which is unbelievable to say considering he's in there with somebody of the caliber of Sheamus. But obviously Rollins confident in his abilities. He's beaten Sheamus in the past, it's without a doubt. As clean as a whistle at Unforgiven. And nonetheless, it is last man standing tonight. And a 10 count might take longer than a 3 count. I mean, that obviously goes without saying. But in this case, a little bit of a different situation with the weapons involved, no holds barred. And no matter what Rollins is throwing at Sheamus right now, Sheamus keeps getting up. And now Rollins is the one sent to the outside. Oh, wait a minute. Sheamus is scaling the ropes. Rollins on spaghetti legs. Sheamus like a wild coyote out of the air, taking down Rollins. Unorthodox dive, but it gets the result. Rollins just getting taken out by that 240-pounder, whatever Celtic Warrior Sheamus is. Now getting sent into the barricade. And these guys making their way in the aisle of Principality Stadium. What a live premiere event it has been. You remember 4 weeks from tonight, we're going to be back in the States, Madison Square Garden, New York City. Survivor Series, where one of these men will defend the WWE title against the almighty Bobby Lashley. My God, the running head start by Sheamus. That's a knockout blow any day of the week, twice on Sunday. As now Rollins elevated and slammed down to the floor, might have caught some of the concrete. And somehow, even at this stage in the match, look how fired up Sheamus seems to be. Cardiff, Wales behind him, his hometown of Dublin, Ireland. 8 nights from now for Monday Night Raw, the road to Survivor Series set to kick off tomorrow. Sheamus wants the WWE title. Any means necessary to do it. Yet somehow Rollins is still reeling, and Sheamus almost savors at the fact that he gets to inflict more punishment on the Visionary. Seth Rollins brought to his feet and sent right into the steel steps. Nothing pretty about that, certainly effective. And Rollins has come in contact with a lot of the weaponry in this matchup. Steel chairs, 3 kendo sticks that have been broken on the flesh of the champion. The steel steps moments ago, which now Sheamus feels the same wrath. And Rollins once again heads back inside the squared circle, seemingly where Seth wants to keep this fight. And it's almost as if Sheamus is the one bringing things around Cardiff, Wales. Man, look at the carnage. Looks like a car wreck at ringside. Sheamus has picked up another kendo stick. Meanwhile, Rollins is heading back underneath the ring. He's got a baseball bat, but Sheamus deals the home run blow as he's swinging for the fences with that kendo stick. Again over the skull. And Rollins with a counter to the rib cage. There is going to be welts all over the fleshes of the Celtic Warrior and the Revolutionary. This is the type of match that changes your career. You are never the same after this kind of fight. Oh, and Rollins sent right into the announce table. Luckily, whatever Sheamus had in mind, Rollins was able to avoid, but Sheamus is still throwing deadly blows. Once again on the shoulders, looking for a little white noise at ringside. And will that do it? Wait a minute, Sheamus not interested in the count just yet. What's he got in mind here? And wait a minute, to the announce table, Sheamus's attention goes. All is fair in love and war as Sheamus sends Seth Rollins crashing through the announce table. The roof is gonna blow off Principality Stadium. Cardiff, Wales has come alive, and Seth Rollins' WWE Championship reign may be going up in smoke. Count of 7. Rollins is out. Oh my goodness. Count of 8, and Rollins is stirring. Barely. Unbalanced, unaware of his surroundings, but somehow Seth Rollins is still in this match. I am absolutely in awe of what we are seeing. Rollins might have been lying in wait. He might have just goaded Sheamus in. Knee right to the jaw, and now Sheamus, in a matter of a second, is down at ringside. Sheamus trying to shake off the cobwebs. Rollins is in the ring. Sheamus is standing off with the champion, and Rollins over the top. You know, we said in McIntyre versus Orton's battle moments ago that it was going to come down to the final blow, and it did with the Claymore kick. That may be the same thing here. Who is going to get that one final shot on the battlefield, outlast the other, and be the last man standing? It might be Sheamus as his wheels are spinning at ringside, but he may not need whatever he's got in mind. Count of 6. Wait a minute, Sheamus with the steel chair. Rollins could have been out right there, but Sheamus has got his heart set on inflicting more punishment to the WWE Champion. This may be a mistake. Is Sheamus letting all the months of anger and frustration get to him right now? Almost desperation out of the Celtic Warrior. Or is it anger? Is it frustration? Is it the will to finally stick it to Seth Rollins and get that retribution that he was oh so hoping for tonight? Rollins he's breathing. His head's moving. He's starting to stir. Referee's at a count of 7. Oh, wait a minute. Sheamus, you could have had the match won there. What are you doing? Sheamus might have just cost himself the match out of anger and frustration. He might have been going for that one final blow. I think he saw Rollins starting to stir a little bit, made a mistake. And now Seth, a curb stomp on the steel chair. Sheamus might have just cost himself the match. All the months of anger and frustration have boiled inside of Sheamus, and it might have just came back to haunt him. Curb stomp on the chair, the second of the match. Count of 8 now. And that'll do it. Sheamus gets to his feet barely at the count of 11, but not by 10. Well, that was an absolute war of all wars. But in the end, Seth Rollins is the last man standing. I am in absolute awe of what we just witnessed. Sheamus might have cost himself there, and Rollins took advantage with one final blow, a blackout on the chair.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins.
Well, he may not look like it, but the Visionary is your winner. The WWE Championship remains with Seth Freakin Rollins as he looked towards the almighty Bobby Lashley 4 weeks from tonight at Survivor Series. Coming your way on Saturday night, April the 13th, witness the aftermath of WrestleMania as the superstars of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown head to San Juan, Puerto Rico for the 2024 Backlash. This international live premiere event streams live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday night, April the 13th. And as a new season approaches, what will these superstars have in store? You haven't seen anything yet, and nothing can prepare you for the Backlash.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Championship.
It is the Monday Night Raw portion of the main event tonight at Survivor Series, and the WWE title is on the line in MSG. The #1 contender, the Blackheart, seeks a new Goldie around his waist as he walks down the aisle to the biggest match of his career. The King of Strong Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, the Harbinger of Doom, Karrion Kross, the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, all bodies that Champa left by the wayside in his pursuit of the WWE title. Champa might have come up short in the tag team main event on Raw, but 2 weeks ago laid out Seth Rollins with a fairy tale ending, Will tonight be a fairy tale ending to this Cinderella story here at Survivor Series? Tommaso Ciampa has been on the rise, week after week, month after month, scratching and clawing for this inevitable opportunity. But we cannot discount the man who stands across the squared circle from Ciampa tonight. The revolutionary, the visionary, the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins. Seth Rollins has had a career year, if I say so myself. Was World Heavyweight Champion walking into 2023. Had a stump in the road when he lost that title at WrestleMania. Rollins was drafted to Raw. Certainly made a few enemies along the way, but ultimately won the Money in the Bank in July and wasted little time cashing it in 1 month later at SummerSlam. Rollins was the WWE Champion. He defended it successfully, first at Unforgiven and then at Clash of the Castle both times against Sheamus, and now rolls into this matchup against Tommaso Ciampa. You gotta wonder what Rollins' psyche is being watching the chaos of Raw play out, as so many opportunities were given to superstars to seize the moment and seize this title matchup tonight. But Tommaso Ciampa, the sole #1 contender, and can Ciampa be the one to take down the visionary tonight in the Garden?
Introducing the challenger from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, weighing in at 201 pounds. Tommaso Ciampa. And his opponent from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds. He is the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins.
Certainly a big fight feel in the world's most famous arena. That WWE Championship has changed hands many a times in these hallowed halls. Will it change hands here tonight? Seth Rollins handing over one of the most prestigious prizes in this industry, and Tommaso Ciampa looking at what could be his ultimate prize here tonight. Tommaso Ciampa, Seth Rollins, two Monday Night Raw All-Stars set to clash in one half of your main event. The bell has sounded and we are underway. As we mentioned, Ciampa laying out Rollins with not one but two fairy tale endings recently on Monday Night Raw. Rollins and Karrion Kross getting the victory over Ciampa and Sheamus this past Monday night. Not a situation where Ciampa's shoulders were pinned to the mat, but you gotta wonder if that affected the momentum and the psyche of Tommaso coming into this thing. All remains to be seen at the end of the day. When push has came to shove and Ciampa has fought for his own, he has been nothing short of successful over the last few months. We've seen him in wars with Solo Sikoa, Karrion Kross, among others, and Ciampa has come out on the other side as a victor. But Seth Rollins, as we mentioned, no matter the brand he has been on, whether it's been SmackDown or Raw this year, has found himself in the main event with gold around his waist, and Rollins not looking to let up on his position in the spotlight just yet. Very interesting situation, as Seth Rollins has been here in these type of main events before with a WWE title on the line. Tommaso Ciampa needs to avoid mistakes like that, miscalculating strikes and not getting overzealous in this such monumentous clash for him here this evening. Make no mistake about it, Tommaso Ciampa has main evented some big time shows over the years here in WWE. One of NXT black and gold legends, dare I say so myself. Former NXT champion. This time last year, Ciampa walked into Survivor Series and retained his Intercontinental Championship at the time. But can he survive tonight and take down Rollins for the WWE title? Ciampa's worked so hard, scratched and clawed like we mentioned, surviving the Deadly Games Eliminator, all for tonight's opportunity. And Seth Rollins just trying to beat out the hopes and dreams of Ciampa. Looking to remind Tommaso Ciampa that this is not going to be a fairy tale ending that he so prays for. Seth Rollins does things his way. He does not associate with many of the Monday Night Raw locker room stars. Rollins is his own man, his own superstar. A level of his own in his mind. And Rollins out to prove exactly why once more tonight. You gotta give credit where credit's due. You may not like the attitude of Rollins. He may be smug, he may be egotistical at times, but he produces results. A war with Sheamus and Unforgiven in September. Rollins got the 1-2-3 as clean as could be. Last month at Clash at the Castle, some can speculate whether Sheamus lost that match or was he simply beaten by his own anger and frustrations. Nonetheless, though, Rollins still left Cardiff with the championship, but Tommaso Ciampa seeks a different result here tonight. Awesome strikes by Ciampa, mounting the offense level by level. Discus lariat only took Rollins down momentarily, and a Michinoku driver by the champion. This is, of course, the Monday Night Raw portion of your main event. Still a World Championship match from SmackDown to come. Now Rollins looking to knock Ciampa off the apron. Ciampa looking to survive that misstep. Now look at this. Now grabbing a hold of Rollins and snapping him on the top rope. Ugly landing for Seth that time. And now a game of cat and mouse being played between champion and challenger. Ciampa getting the best of it. Rollins miscalculating his steps there. Getting thrown to the barricade as Tommaso Ciampa seeks championship glory here tonight. Oh man, air raid crash on the outside. That hurts inside the ropes. It's gonna hurt even worse outside the ropes. Ciampa back inside, not looking to stay for a warm welcome on the outskirts of the ring. Got to get things done in between the squared circle tonight. Another air raid crash into the cover to win the gold, not just yet. Very smart by Ciampa though. First the air raid crash on the outside, then doubled up with it on the inside where he could try for a pinfall. However, Seth Rollins is still alive. Tommaso Ciampa knows he cannot win the championship via count out. Not looking to stay, as we mentioned, on the outside for too long, where Rollins has that championship advantage. If you know one thing about Seth, he is not afraid to take advantage of said advantage in any sort of situation. Right now, Rollins is just trying to look to get back into this thing after Ciampa mounted some huge offense a few moments ago, but Rollins giving it right back to him. Ripcord knee to the jawline. The WWE Champion. This is one thing about Seth Rollins, is a flip of the switch, one maneuver, one strike, and he can completely change the tides in a championship matchup. One of the reasons why Rollins is so dangerous, and one of the reasons he has held such a top position here in the WWE, in the spotlight, almost year after year. Especially you look at Seth Rollins, and it's been well documented. He did not have a 2022 last year that he so would have liked. This year has really been a comeback year. Rollins wasn't even on the Survivor Series card 12 months ago. And I think after this maneuver, I don't think we're going to be seeing Tommaso Ciampa on any cards if this keeps up. German suplex from the top and delivers an elbow right to the gut. Tommaso Ciampa kicks out. Rollins starting to get frustrated, which he cannot allow. Man, what a combination by the Visionary. German suplex sending Ciampa for a ride. An elbow goes for the frog splash, but Tommaso Ciampa had it scouted. I'm sure the challenger did hours on hours worth of homework on Seth Rollins' arsenal, trying to come into this championship match prepared tonight. Rollins now on the retreat, as Tommaso Ciampa starting to get the gears spinning in this match. Ciampa full head of steam, big time knee on the outside, something Ciampa has used time and time again throughout his climb on Monday Night Raw. Remember, Ciampa was in that same Money in the Bank match back in July that Rollins took down the briefcase. An opportunity that could have gone Ciampa's way went to the Visionary. I bet that stung that night all the months ago at Money in the Bank. And I bet that's something Ciampa has not forgotten leading into this contest tonight, Survivor Series. Ciampa with Rollins, oh man, what a backbreaker on the knee brace as well. And Rollins kicking out. New York City coming unglued. This is awesome between Champa and Rollins. What a emphatic backbreaker to Seth Rollins moments ago. Slingshotted off the ropes and right down the knee. Champa trying to follow it up, but Seth Rollins. Sense of urgency there out of the champion that time. Rollins not trying to allow that offense to stack up as Champa was starting to get rolling. And look at this, Seth! Speaking of getting rolling. And now a cover by Rollins. And Tommaso Ciampa survives again. And Seth Rollins continues to get frustrated. Every time Ciampa kicks out, Rollins is getting more and more angered within. And that's something he cannot allow. He's got to do just what we saw moments ago. Somersault plancha to the outside. And continuing the beatdown on the #1 contender. Tommaso Ciampa eating a knee right to the skull. Now Rollins turning the tides on the Blackheart, sending him back inside the squared circle. Rollins looking for an emphatic victory as he heads to the top, hits another elbow drop, and that may be all she wrote to retain his WWE title. Tommaso Ciampa still alive. A lot of near falls in this matchup thus far, and especially for the champion trying to retain his title. Tommaso Ciampa somehow still in this matchup, but obviously is starting to hurt as we are in deep waters here, and Ciampa has felt a lot of the best offense out of Rollins. Oh no, what has Rollins got in mind? Wait a minute! Curb stomp! Elevation delivered to Ciampa! No, the #1 contender still alive! How? How in the hell? The surgically repaired neck of Tommaso Ciampa absorbing, barely, that curb stomp, and somehow the Blackheart is still pumping. Tommaso Ciampa is still in this matchup. Rollins is in disbelief, and now he begins to throw any means necessary at the #1 contender. And now what? Seth Rollins resorting to any means necessary again, as we mentioned, trying to go for the crossface. Not watching his ring awareness, and Rollins is getting frustrated. He cannot believe that Tommaso Ciampa kicked out of that curb stomp. Kick to the gut, could have been going for a pedigree. Tommaso coming alive. Powerbomb. Tommaso Ciampa, his will to succeed, his will to come out of the biggest match of his career as the new WWE Champion here in Madison Square Garden is driving him. Adrenaline pumping through the veins, surviving, not thriving. Seth Rollins looking to crack the momentum, expose Tommaso Ciampa tonight. Back to the top, but that has been a detriment on and off to Rollins. A missed elbow drop, and Ciampa takes advantage. Tommaso may have kicked out of the curb stomp, may have absorbed all that offense momentarily, but how much is left in the #1 contender? Tommaso's gotta be hurt, and that's a surgically repaired neck of Tommaso Ciampa that years ago forced him to relinquish the NXT Championship. If he could survive everything Rollins has dished out, he may be leaving with the WWE Championship. Off the middle buckle this time, trying to create some distance. Rollins a little far out. Oh man, missed collision. Close call there. Rollins better be thanking his lucky stars. Tommaso Ciampa knocked down. Rollins kick to the chest. We have seen him win matches in the past with that maneuver. And will it deliver the 3 that he so hopes for? Not just yet. Man, this is what the WWE title is all about. What a magical night it has been here at Survivor Series. New York City, Madison Square Garden. Moments are being made. Legends are being created. Tommaso Ciampa looking to etch his name in the annals of history tonight and become the new WWE Champion. Rollins down momentarily. Ciampa back up to a precarious situation. And delivers the middle buckle DDT he was hoping for moments ago. And now into the cover to win the gold. He's gonna have to try a little harder as Seth Rollins still is alive in this contest. Now look at the dead weight of Rollins. That shows you the exhaustion as he gets sent over the top rope. But Champa hot on his tails. Soaring through the sky, taking out Rollins. Willing to throw caution in the winds and the means of success. On the outside, Seth Rollins dazed, Seth Rollins confused, rolled inside the ring, not by will but by force of the #1 contender. Champa unloading with strikes, lefts and rights. Rollins with absolutely no way to get out of this right now. Back up against the wall as the challenger has his foot on the gas pedal. Hoisting the champion up in the air. Oh man, almost a jackknife powerbomb by Champa. Reaching deep in the arsenal to try to throw Rollins off his game and put the exclamation point on this contest. Rollins, however, still alive. How much does Champa have left? How much does Rollins have left? Who is going to get that one final blow and leave with the WWE title? It's been a hell of a matchup on both sides of the ring, make no mistake about it. Counter by Rollins. Tommaso Ciampa on roller skates, set into the corner again. Wait a minute, Rollins going back to the well with a second elevated curb stomp. And that'll do it. An amazing effort by Tommaso Ciampa tonight. How he kicked out the first time, a story we will never know the end to. But Seth Rollins tonight, delivering not one, but two, emphatically delivered. Curb stomps off the middle buckle, and it keeps down the Blackheart Tommaso Ciampa. No fairy tale ending to this story.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins.
Well, make no mistake about it. Like him or not, Seth Rollins has put his name in the absolute legends of Madison Square Garden tonight. Rollins etching his name in the annals of history. Coming your way on Saturday night, April the 13th. Witness the aftermath of WrestleMania as the superstars of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown head to San Juan, Puerto Rico for the 2024 Backlash. This international live premiere event streams live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday night, April the 13th. And as a new season approaches, what will these superstars have in store? You haven't seen anything yet, and nothing can prepare you for the Backlash. Could be the favorite as the WWE Championship Hell in a Cell structure and matchup progresses. Oh ho ho! Well, the WWE Champion eagerly awaiting, walking down the aisle. Not gonna wait one more blithering second. The Visionary, the Revolutionary, and the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins.
And from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins.
Well, we're going to find out tomorrow if you, the fans, voted Seth Rollins as the Men's Superstar of the Year for 2023. But we find out tonight if Rollins is even going to walk into Monday Night Raw tomorrow as the WWE Champion. Rollins walked into this year as the World Champion over on SmackDown, and ever since he was drafted to Monday Night Raw in the spring, has certainly changed the landscape of the Red brand. From winning Money in the Bank in July, cashing in successfully at SummerSlam, turning away the challenges of Sheamus not once but twice, Tommaso Ciampa at Survivor Series. But no doubt the biggest obstacle to date for the Visionary of Monday Night Raw, 5 challengers and a target on the back of the WWE Champion. And remember what happened 2 weeks ago. Kevin Owens defeating Solo Sikoa in the main event, only to be curb stomped by the champion himself.
And from Marieville, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 266 pounds, Kevin Owens.
Listen, at the end of the day, you can make an argument for any 6 of these men leaving Hell in a Cell with the gold. Tommaso Ciampa may be the freshest, absolutely. But Kevin Owens, 3 weeks ago at Survivor Series, fought through a 3-1 disadvantage against Solo Sikoa, Damian Priest, and Karrion Kross to win that traditional Survivor Series matchup. If Kevin Owens can survive those odds, what is stopping the prize fighter from getting through these 5 men, surviving Hell in a Cell, and accomplishing that lifelong dream here tonight? Do not look past Kevin Owens. Do not look past anybody in this Hell in a Cell main event. We know what, it's only fitting that this man's entrance was saved for last. December the 10th. Let me look into the calendar here. I believe it says Fight Night.
And representing the Brawling Brutes from Dublin, Ireland, weighing in at 267 pounds, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
One of 2 things could have happened for Sheamus tonight. The Brawling Brutes retain their titles and he hopes to walk away with one himself, or the Brawling Brutes, as they did, lose their titles and it lights a fire under the ass of the Celtic Warrior. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 6 men have entered. The cell will be lowered. Only 1 man will leave Detroit with the WWE Championship. It is main event time, live at Armageddon. The bell has sounded. We are underway. 1 fall to a finish. Anarchy expected. We're going to do our best to keep up with all the action, but as you can already see, it is going to be chaotic in there, as it has been on Monday Night Raw, month in and month out, almost ever since Seth Rollins won the WWE Championship. He has had a target on his back, as champions always do. You know what? Well documented that Solo Sikoa has had his hands, certainly with the blood on them over the last few months, ever since he took out the almighty Bobby Lashley, which created that Deadly Games eliminator in the lead up to Survivor Series, put Champa in the running for the gold, and really reinvigorated all of these superstars' willingness and desire to become champion, as Karrion Kross delivering Seth Rollins, the first man to meet the steel. Pinfall and submission can only take place inside the ring. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Superstars can battle on the outskirts, absolutely, but the decision must be made in the confines of the ropes. No disqualifications. Goes without saying. Rollins introducing a kendo stick that time. As Kevin Owens going for an early pinfall on Solo Sikoa, but I think we all know it's going to take a lot more than that. I will say, however, even though with a lot of bodies in this matchup and obviously a lot to keep up with, one of the best strategies for any of these superstars may be to try to sneak a pinfall behind the other superstar's back. It's not going to be easy. With so many bodies in there, it's a lot of eyes looking at you, a lot of eyes looking over their shoulders. But if somebody can sneak a 1-2-3, some of their other challengers' backs or turns, I mean, that might be the best situation, trying to win on luck tonight. Nonetheless, I believe Karrion Kross trying to slide in a table. Sheamus, Tommaso Ciampa throwing haymakers, picking up where they left off last month at Saturday night's main event. Karrion Kross, Kevin Owens. Remember their match a couple of weeks ago on Raw, interrupted by the Street Champ Solo Sikoa. I believe Tommaso Ciampa just got sent into the cell structure as Rollins was trying to pin somebody there. This is what we're talking about. So much action to keep up with between these 6 Raw All-Stars. Who is going to leave tonight with the WWE Championship? Who is going to walk into the Royal Rumble in Las Vegas, Nevada as the champion on Monday Night Raw? And possibly enter the road to WrestleMania holding one of the richest prizes in the business. Man, no friends, no love lost in this kind of matchup. Rollins who has teamed with Karrion Kross and Solo Sikoa in recent weeks on Monday Night Raw, has gone after both men, as we so would expect in this matchup thus far. Kross on the outside, Sheamus taking care of Champa, going to the pinfall. Might have caught some of the chair off that victory roll. Nonetheless, not just yet for the victory. Remember, the champion Seth Rollins does not have to be pinned to lose his title in this matchup. Any of these challengers can pin one of the others to win the championship, as we might see right there. Kross trying to pin Kevin Owens. This is an elimination style. This is one fall, and we will hear a bell. As Rollins now looking to pin Sheamus, as he has 2 times in recent months. Going back to Unforgiven in Chicago in September, and going back to Clash at the Castle, Cardiff, Wales in October. That is actually an incorrect statement. It was a last man standing match in Principality Stadium, but I digress. Rollins won the match nonetheless. Rollins and Sheamus pick it up right where they left off, as Rollins delivering the forehand. I believe, from our vantage point, looking through these cell walls, I believe Sheamus might have been busted open off the contact with the corner. Certainly expect some war battles to be shown in this matchup. Oh yeah, Sheamus has got a cut over the left eye, and that is not going to go well for the Celtic Warrior as this matchup progresses. That open wound is going to make him fatigue 10 times faster. Sheamus may be at the biggest disadvantage at the current moment because of it. And not only is the cell a weapon in this thing, but you got a table in there that Rollins is precariously looking to set up in the corner. Steel chair still lingering. Tommaso Ciampa now looking under the ring skirt, pulling out another wooden table as Rollins sending Karrion Kross right through the wood. And look at that. Not even able to capitalize and try for a pinfall, because the Street Champ Solo Sikoa sent the WWE Champion flying out of the ring. Oh, now look at Solo trying to take advantage, but Kevin Owens right there, not allowing a pinfall. I'm not even sure if we have heard a 1 count in this matchup just yet. So many bodies breaking up the other's fall. It's the dangers of the Hell in a Cell. Now Ciampa and Rollins pick it up where they left off 3 weeks ago in Madison Square Garden, the last time we saw Ciampa in action. Will the result be different this time for the Blackheart? Not just yet. Ciampa could be looking for Project Ciampa on Rollins. Seth Rollins able to avoid. Sheamus, Solo Sikoa going out on the far side of the ring. It's a one-on-one matchup we have not seen in a couple of months. Battled it out a few months ago on Monday Night Raw. Sheamus was the victor. After all the bad blood in recent weeks between Solo and Sheamus in the midst of this Hell in the Cell lead-up, I would love to see that one-on-one again. So many bodies on the outside of the ring, and Rollins and Solo going at it for the first time. Those 2 men were teammates this past Monday night in a losing effort to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Rollins taking out the aggression on the man that was pinned 6 nights ago. And Solo kicks out. That might be in the closest fall we had to a decision so far. Oh, goodness. Tommaso Ciampa with the steel chair in hand. Solo Sikoa now. And imagine unintentional alliances in this thing like Solo and Ciampa, Kross and Sheamus. Of course, that was not going to last long. Tommaso Ciampa with the chair to the Street Champ, and now pinfall. Only one in the ring right now. Watch Karrion Kross and Sheamus, as Karrion Kross, I believe, just got sent to the cell structure by way of the Celtic Warrior. Doing our best to keep up with the action, the cameramen as well. And Ciampa delivering the DDT to Solo. Man, look at the carnage that's in the ring. A broken table, a fresh table, steel chairs, kendo sticks. And chairs being thrown left and right. My goodness. Tommaso Ciampa may have been studying the Home Depot warehouse before we got to Detroit tonight. Utilizing those chairs to the fullest extent. Man, how many haymakers are being thrown since the opening bell? Oh, look at this. Look at Sheamus and Solo with the double backbreaker on Karrion Kross. Odd alliances. Sheamus now. Sheamus, bro kick of the Street Champ. Into the cover. Oh, but Rollins there to break it up, not even allowing a 1 count. You saw Sheamus take advantage of the double team, then hit the bro kick on Solo. Unfortunately for him, too many bodies stirring inside the ring. And Kevin Owens gonna turn his sights to Rollins. Remember, as we mentioned, Kevin Owens defeating Solo Sikoa. Absolute barn burner 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw. With WWE Champion Rollins getting the last laugh, sending a message to everybody in Hell in a Cell. Vicariously through Kevin Owens when he curb stomped the prize fighter in the middle of the squared circle. And right now, delivering absolute warpath. Those steel chair shots to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens doing his best to absorb the punishment and sending the champion to the outside. Every man besides, oh, there goes Champa. I was about to say every man besides Champa fighting at ringside, at least the closest they can get with that cell structure surrounding them, but here we go. Rollins now the WWE champion back in. Tommaso Ciampa has been the institutor of a lot of the hardware in this match. Sheamus throwing bodies in. Sheamus maybe trying to get some people back in that he can pin, but maybe one too many now. Rollins and Sheamus. One of the feuds that was nominated for the Rivalry of the Year. We'll find out who the winner of that was tomorrow night. Slammy Award edition of Raw. Don't miss it. Rollins and Ciampa back at it where they were at Survivor Series. Rollins got the last laugh in the Garden. Will it be the same tonight? Look at Solo and Karrion Kross going at it. Those two men stood alongside each other at Survivor Series. Certainly weren't friends then, certainly aren't now. Wait a minute, Rollins, pedigree on the steel chair to the Celtic Warrior to cover. I believe that was Tommaso Ciampa who broke up the count. Hey, you remember the final minutes of that last man standing match a couple of months ago in Cardiff, the curb stomp on the chair. Sheamus might be getting a reminder through that pedigree. As Seth Rollins is starting to rule the squared circle, the WWE champion realizing he's got the biggest target and he's got to fight, whether he likes it or not. It's Solo Sikoa down. Rollins taking out everybody at the moment. Now chair in hand, and Rollins trying to take out that mean badass street champ. And brawls inside of the ring, brawls on the outside of the ring. Rollins going at Karrion Kross, but as his eyes turned, as Kevin Owens looking to take advantage, runs right into the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. Now Owens to the outside. Now the back turn to the Celtic Warrior. One of the dangers of this matchup, having your back turn to your opponents where they can take advantage. Kross taking out Solo. Sheamus, Ciampa, Karrion Kross in the ring. And a double noggin knocker by the Blackheart. Oh man, and Kevin Owens sending Rollins right through the cell wall. Payback. A dish best served cold, and oh, wait a minute. Kevin Owens is scaling the Hell in the Cell structure. I do not like this for one moment. We have seen too many bodies break through that roof over the years. Seth Rollins, luckily, not getting goaded in. Going back inside the ring. Kevin Owens throwing Rollins through that wall. There is now a hole to exit the Hell in the Cell. I don't even know what to think. These men will never be the same tonight. Their careers will never be the same. Their lives will never be the same. That is why Hell in the Cell is such a demonic structure. And that is what called to end the chaos that has been conflicting on Monday Night Raw week in and week out. I believe Kevin Owens scaled back down and made his way back inside the cell. We see him at ringside there. The other 5 men battling it out inside the squared circle. Kevin Owens luckily going against his better judgment that time, making his ways back inside the ring, and it may benefit him as he lays out the street champ and elects for the cover, but again, too many bodies stirring. Man, it's like we're getting an early preview of the Royal Rumble match 4 weeks from tonight. There's action everywhere you look inside the ring. Sheamus and Kevin Owens going at it now. There's the strength by the Celtic Warrior, big time shoulder breaker, and meanwhile, that gets followed up. If we can keep up with the action. The Samoan drop by Solo to Tommaso Ciampa. Man, everywhere you look, bodies getting thrown, haymakers being tossed. Meanwhile, there's still a table looming ominously in the left corner of your screen. Sheamus getting sent to the outside. God only knows what's going to happen. With an open hole in the cell wall thanks to Owens and Rollins. I don't even know if Owens meant to send Rollins through that wall, or if there was just such emphatic force that Rollins' body took out the screws. Nonetheless, Rollins using that kendo stick of the Harbinger of Doom to the fullest advantage, but Cross giving him a taste of his own medicine. Feels like every time the path clears and the ring starts to empty, all the bodies converge at once, all reset, refuel, and meet back at the starting line. Remember, the results of this matchup can only be one fall to a finish, or submission taking place inside of the ring. Ringside, the roof, none of it matters. The streets of Detroit, it's got to take place inside the ring. As Rollins sending carrying Cross to the outside. Champa took out Owens. Rollins takes out Champa. Now the WWE Champion might have got caught. Reversal. Kick to the gut. Seth Rollins now going for a pedigree on Kevin Owens. And that's going to do it to retain the title. Not just yet. This grueling Hell in a Cell matchup rolls on. And look at that. 3 bodies at once re-enter the ring as Tommaso Ciampa has his eyes set on the Visionary. Power bomb through the table. The WWE Champion sent right through the wood by the man who introduced that table, Tommaso Ciampa. And Ciampa, not done inflicting punishment in and around the ring, realizes there's a lot of work left to be done, but he may have had his back turned to the wrong man. This may be Tommaso Ciampa's night. Fell just short at Survivor Series. Maybe the night is live here in Detroit, Michigan, where Tommaso Ciampa's star is truly burned. All 6 men back inside the ring, in the middle of this hellacious structure. See Cross and Solo teaming up on Ciampa. Left side of your screen, Sheamus taking out Rollins. And Owens and Cross teaming up to take out Solo momentarily. Short-lived team as Owens now hoists Cross up. Snake Eyes. Rollins back in. And as soon as you think somebody's got the advantage, the momentum turns in a second in this matchup. Sheamus still sporting that open wound. As this matchup continues to go into championship rounds, and it's not going to be good for the Celtic Warrior. Rollins with the ripcord knee takes out Owens, but Ciampa, fairy tale ending. And Ciampa realizes Solo's up, Sheamus is up. He can't go for the victory right now, but instead he can go for a Project Ciampa. Nobody's in the ring. Ciampa's going to win the title. Oh, Rollins kicks out. How close was that? All 4 other men were on the outside. Ciampa, fairy tale ending followed by the Project Ciampa, just a mere second away from winning the WWE title. Almost a fairy tale ending in Hell in a Cell, but unfortunately not to be, at least right now. The bodies are still stirring. Hell in the Cell is not done yet, but Rollins looking for a conclusion, stacking up Solo, not just yet. You know, we said at the top of the night that Armageddon is about the battle between good and evil. But regardless of the roles you play, tonight is about the WWE Championship and surviving Hell on Earth. Rollins trying to take out all the men. Took out Solo, taking out Cross. Looking to eliminate Ciampa, but there's Kevin Owens, who I believe has been busted wide open from my vantage point. Owens now sporting an open wound as he hangs Sheamus in the Tree of Woe. And Cross looks to inflict some punishment to the WWE Champion. And there has been no rest period. Not that we expected one, but this has been 100 miles a minute since the opening bell. It really has to be. You gotta push yourself forward. You gotta force yourself to survive. Correct me if I'm wrong, we're gonna have to wait to get a confirmation, but I believe Solo Sikoa also has an open wound. Not sure when that happened, but the Street Champ is sporting red. Meanwhile, Rollins with a curb stomp to Tommaso Ciampa. Solo Samoan spike on Sheamus. Double pinfalls. Owens breaks up the first. Owens breaks up the second. The match rolls on. Holy hell, it does not get any more anticipation reaching a peak than this contest. Double finishing maneuvers, but no finish as Kevin Owens spelled disaster. Rollins rolling up Owens. Ciampa breaks things up. Seth Rollins may own victories over Sheamus, but for Tommaso Ciampa, it is a whole different ball game tonight. He is finding that out firsthand as this matchup continues to roll on. Look at this, speaking of crossing, Solo! Double team to the Celtic Warrior. And Solo looking to take advantage. Meanwhile, Cross going for the straitjacket on Ciampa. And Solo's trying to sneak a victory with the WWE Champion still alive. Rollins now going back to work on Sheamus. Somebody he's very familiar with, as you saw in the video package before this contest. The wars those two men have been through. The history in 2023 between the Celtic Warrior and the Visionary. From Rollins putting Sheamus on the shelf to Sheamus vying for the WWE title. This could be the ultimate payback that Sheamus has wanted oh so long here tonight, if he can outlast this challenge and win the title. Oh my goodness! I don't know if Rollins was, I think Rollins might have been going to knock Owens off the top rope. Owens was in the air and Rollins inadvertently hit the ref. And still so much action to keep up with. Sheamus is on the outside. I don't even know what to say. Hell in the Cell is just reaching an all-timer peak right now. And now there's no referee, at least momentarily. Oh man, you see how lifeless Tommaso Ciampa was being sent over the top rope as Rollins inverted neck breaker on Karrion Kross. Now Solo, wait a minute, Solo Sikoa, Samoan spike on Sheamus. Going for the cover. I hear it too. I believe it got broken up. Rollins pedigree on Kross and Ciampa breaks it up. Solo Sikoa, spinning Solo. Into the cover, wait a minute, Rollins, curb stomp. Did you see the curb stomp by Rollins? To Karrion Kross, backs her turn. Rollins stole it. Rollins retains the WWE Championship. Oh my goodness, it could happen at any moment. Solo, I believe he hit the spinning Solo or one of his finishing maneuvers. Backs were turned, bodies were out. Rollins capitalized with a curb stomp on Karrion Kross, and he got the pinfall when he needed it most.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins.
With his back against the wall, a target on his back, 5 challengers vying for the same end goal. Somehow, some way, the Revolutionary survives and the WWE Championship remains with Seth Freakin Rollins. The Slammy Award edition of Raw comes your way tomorrow night. Thank you for joining us here in Detroit for the 2023 Armageddon. Coming your way on Saturday night, April the 13th, witness the aftermath of WrestleMania as the superstars of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown head to San Juan, Puerto Rico for the 2024 Backlash. This international live premiere event streams live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday night, April the 13th. And as a new season approaches, what will these superstars have in store? You haven't seen anything yet, and nothing can prepare you for the Backlash. It is certainly a big fight feel here in Sin City as the WWE Championship is on the line in a triple threat match where anything and everything can happen.
The following contest is a triple threat match and is for the WWE Championship. Introducing the challenger from Colorado Springs, Colorado, weighing in at 273 pounds, the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley has been waiting for this day since Clash at the Castle in October, when he obtained #1 contendership for the WWE Championship. And as we've been talking about for weeks, and as you just saw in the video package, the war with Brock Lesnar, plus the attack from Solo Sikoa 24 hours later, most importantly, leaving Lashley on the shelf with fractured ribs. But Lashley is back, and he is back with a vengeance, with two things in mind: to obtain that retribution over Solo Sikoa and to take away Seth Rollins' WWE Championship. In the midst of this triple threat matchup tonight, the Almighty's got a chance to kill two birds with one stone here in Sin City.
And introducing the challenger from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 250 pounds, Solo Sikoa!
Solo Sikoa has been after the WWE Championship for months and is seemingly not taking no for an answer. When he entered the Deadly Games Eliminator that was assigned after Lashley had those fractured ribs a couple of months ago, Solo came up short. Solo found himself as one of 6 men in Armageddon at the Hell in the Cell match last month, and unfortunately came up short as well, albeit was not the one pinned in that match. But Solo, defeating Sheamus a couple of weeks ago, add up the victory over the almighty Bobby Lashley, and whether you like his actions or not, the Street Champ has certainly earned his way to the Royal Rumble. One challenger wasn't enough, add another, and Seth Rollins certainly has the stacked against him tonight, the odds stacked against him tonight here in T-Mobile Arena. But whether you like Seth Rollins or not, he has found a way to win month in and month out. Whether it's been a last man standing matchup, whether it's been Hell in the Cell, now he finds himself in a triple threat. Will Rollins once again find a way to survive? The WWE Championship hangs in the balance.
And introducing the champion from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins!
You know, because of that Hell in the Cell match last month, Rollins really does have a claim to say. He has beaten pretty much the best of them on Monday Night Raw. A select few that have not been in the running for the WWE Championship that Rollins still has yet to contest, but Lashley stepping up tonight, Solo with another opportunity. If Rollins picks up the win here, we may be looking at the greatest run of Seth Rollins' career thus far. Nonetheless, Seth Rollins walked into last year's WrestleMania, a part of SmackDown as the World Heavyweight Champion. Rollins now a part of Monday Night Raw and looking to start his road to WrestleMania as the WWE Champion. Will he succeed? Will he retain that prestigious gold? That is the question that is at hand. The almighty Bobby Lashley back and better than ever. The enforcer Solo Sikoa basically demanding a spot in this matchup after those emphatic victories on Raw. The odds stacked against Rollins, but it all comes down to this. The bell has sounded and we are underway. The WWE Championship is on the line, and Solo Sikoa looking to come out strong early. Very interesting situation here. It's been well documented over the years. We're not breaking any ground, but Seth Rollins does not have to be pinned or submitted in this equation to lose his WWE Championship. On the flip side of that coin, there's also an advantage or possibly maybe even disadvantage, depending on how you look at it. No countouts, no disqualifications. Triple threat means anything goes. We need a pinfall or submission inside of the ring to gain a finish here tonight. And look at Rollins on the outside. We're just getting underway, but speaking of those no disqualification stipulations, Rollins setting up a table mere seconds into this matchup. Solo and Lashley picking up right where they left off this past Monday night in that 6-man tag team match where Lashley was successful alongside Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Should be very interesting to see how this plays out tonight. And we talked about it over the last few weeks that Bobby Lashley may have been letting his anger and frustration and his quench for retribution over Solo Sikoa blind his pursuit of the WWE Championship. And that may have just helped Solo Sikoa get what he wanted, making his way to another title matchup here tonight. Lashley's got to remain focused on the goal. Winning the WWE Championship in the midst of this triple threat matchup will surely be enough to pay back Solo Sikoa for those months that he was on the shelf. But I'm sure Lashley, especially after the singles loss on Christmas night in Edmonton, Alberta a couple of weeks ago, is looking to do just a little bit more damage to the Enforcer. That is what Lashley's got to be careful of, and Solo Sikoa once again trying to gain control of the ring. The WWE Champion Seth Rollins is really caught in the middle of these two men who are just trying to tear each other apart here in Las Vegas. And Lashley with a backdrop. And I'll tell you what, Seth Rollins, a lot of advantages and disadvantages depending on how you look at this matchup, but one thing that Rollins may have going for him tonight is the issues between Lashley and Solo. Those two men may be so blinded by their hatred for each other that Rollins may find a window of opportunity to sneak in there and obtain, or I should say retain, his WWE Championship. All remains to be seen as Solo Sikoa on the outside. Lashley going to turn his sights to the man he was originally supposed to face one-on-one here tonight, and that is Seth Freakin Rollins, who lays him out with the swing blade. The WWE Champion won that gold back at SummerSlam, cashing in Money in the Bank that he won the previous month. Since then, he has retained the gold at Unforgiven against Sheamus. Clash at the Castle once more against the Celtic Warrior in a last man standing match. Took down Tommaso Ciampa in Madison Square Garden back in November and Hell in a Cell last month. Lashley with the Dominator on Solo, but Rollins obviously still up and active in the ring. Not going to get a 3 count just yet. Now Lashley taken to the outside, not by will but by force. The WWE Champion who goes over that top rope. Rollins knows he's going to have to push the pace a little bit in this matchup, throw Lashley and Solo off their games, and try to find a window of opportunity to retain his title. Rollins maybe just trying to divide and conquer in this matchup. Take one opponent out, focus on the other. Really goes for all 3 sides of the ring. Just remains to be seen who's going to get the momentum in this matchup. And certainly in triple threat matches like this, it is very hard to keep sustained momentum. Once you think you got it going, you got the other opponent coming up from behind. You gotta have to have eyes in the back of your head. In a triple threat matchup, something certainly easier said than done. Nonetheless, Lashley back in and slamming Solo Sikoa damn near through the canvas. Don't forget about that X Factor at ringside, that table that Seth Rollins set up in the early moments of this match. Rollins looking for said X Factor to play a factor in him leaving Sin City with his championship. Maybe what Rollins is looking for to even the odds against these 2 challengers tonight on their quest for gold. You see the last number of minutes. Somebody goes to the outside, Rollins or Solo or Lashley, whatever it may be. The other 2 go at it. And then somebody's getting jumped from behind and the momentum swings in this matchup. That is what makes triple threats so difficult. And especially with the reward that is on hand tonight, the WWE title. The road to WrestleMania begins here at the Royal Rumble, and tonight is a chance for one of these men to start their road to WrestleMania as the champion of Monday Night Raw. We very well could see Seth Rollins, Solo Sikoa, or Bobby Lashley main eventing WrestleMania if they so make it there as the WWE Champion. All remains to be seen as Rollins, wait a minute, bringing that table back into the ring this time. As Solo continuing his fight on Bobby Lashley. I don't know what Solo's got in mind, better keep eyes in the back as Seth Rollins is right there with the Enforcer sending Rollins for a ride. And Solo with his eyes locked on the Almighty, going for a Samoan spike, but Lashley had it scouted. Felt that spike not once but twice on Christmas night, but now Lashley getting tied up and dropped right on the legs of that table. Lashley may have been familiar with Solo's offense there, but Rollins throwing him off his game. The WWE Champion trying to build some momentum in this title match. And Rollins again from behind with the swing blade on Lashley. Now Rollins going after Solo Sikoa. No love lost between those two men. They have teamed up a few months ago on Monday Night Raw. It really did not go well in the later days. That was right before Armageddon, and then just 6 days later, they were beating the hell out of each other inside Hell in a Cell. Now they're back at it tonight with the same goal in mind as Bobby Lashley in the ring. Oh no, look at send Seth Rollins for an amusement park ride. Monstrous belly to belly. And going into the cover, Solo trying to bring out another table, God knows why, and then realized that he almost lost this matchup. Bobby Lashley showcasing his strength moments ago, something that the WWE Champion does not have in his favor against these two heavyweights. A Solo Sikoa. Never want to get in a headbutt battle with a wild Samoan. Imagine if Solo Sikoa's pursuit of the WWE Championship can culminate at the start of 2024. The Street Champ could very well be going into his first WrestleMania holding the gold. All remains to be seen here tonight. Tonight is only the beginning of the road to WrestleMania. We got the Elimination Chamber coming up in 3 weeks. But now Lashley, overhand shot to Rollins and Solo. Savant kick right to the rib cage. Rollins trying to go at Solo. Momentum is swinging all over this matchup right now. Who is going to get the last laugh, that last final blow in this triple threat match? Maybe it's going to be Rollins. Oh, wait a minute, look at Seth. Pedigree on Solo Sikoa into the cover to retain the WWE title, but Bobby Lashley saves it. Very well could have been the end of the line for the Enforcer's chances at the WWE Championship, with the Almighty saving the gold all around in this match. And Rollins plants him. And now going for a cover. This could be it. But Lashley kicks out. Couple of near falls there. Rollins not able to retain his championship just yet. That is what Rollins has got to do. Bring the heavy heat to take out his two challengers. He does not want to be continued to be caught in between a rock and a hard place. The Street Champ Solo Sikoa, the almighty Bobby Lashley. Now Solo with that body slam. And now he's heading to the top rope. Could be looking for the Samoan splash, maybe the headbutt. It's gonna be the Samoan splash into the cover. Will Solo win the title? Rollins saves the day. Solo Sikoa out to win his first championship on Monday Night Raw, and it could be the biggest prize of them all in the WWE title. Not just yet, however, says the Visionary. Now Rollins resetting up that table inside of the squared circle. Obviously, Seth has come into this matchup with plans to use the wood. Solo Sikoa trying to avoid it. Bobby Lashley trying to get his wits about him at ringside. I don't know what Seth's got in mind, but it cannot be good for these two heavyweights. Wait a minute, Solo Sikoa off the reversal. There's a takedown, and Solo Sikoa getting jumped from behind by his arch rival and the almighty Bobby Lashley, who takes him down once more. Lashley's got to be chomping at the bit to try to eliminate Solo Sikoa from championship competition. Dominator once more, and Seth Rollins in from behind. Lashley not able even to attempt the count, but still the Dominator takes out Solo Sikoa momentarily. And Rollins turning his sights to that table that he introduced at the top of this matchup. Oh, wait a minute. Lashley on the table, springboard, moonsault by the WWE Champion. Anything goes in triple threat rules, and Rollins using those rules to the fullest advantage. Las Vegas coming unglued here in T-Mobile Arena as Rollins once again takes out Solo Sikoa. But the almighty weary from behind, overhand shot, counter by the champion. Rollins goes behind, stacking up the challenger, into the cover he goes. And Rollins sneaks away with the championship. The Visionary once again finds a way to win. Whether it was last man standing at Clash at the Castle, Hell in a Cell at Armageddon, or the triple threat here tonight, Seth Rollins, like him or not, is at the top of his game and just found a way to defeat these two challengers to retain his WWE Championship.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins!
Well, that is not going to sit well with the Almighty, who thought he was going to have a one-on-one match tonight turned triple threat. But Seth Rollins taking fullest advantage of the rules, the table, then stacking up Lashley for the pinfall. Divide and conquer did he the challengers, and Rollins is leaving Sin City with the gold. Coming your way on Saturday night, April the 13th, witness the aftermath of WrestleMania as the superstars of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown head to San Juan, Puerto Rico for the 2024 Backlash. This international live premiere event streams live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday night, April the 13th, and as a new season approaches, what will these superstars have in store? You haven't seen anything yet, and nothing can prepare you for the Backlash.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Championship.
You know, earlier tonight we saw what Kevin Owens was willing to go through to put Karrion Kross behind him for good. Imagine what he's going to have to go through fighting either Seth Rollins or this man at WrestleMania. The monster of all monsters, Braun Strowman. Braun made his illustrious return at the Royal Rumble, and since then has been stacking bodies on Monday Night Raw, becoming #1 contender. Bobby Lashley wanted a crack at Strowman this past Monday night, and you saw how that went. Strowman is hell-bent on main eventing WrestleMania as the WWE Champion one-on-one versus the Rumble match winner Kevin Owens. And I'll tell you what, just by looking at Braun Strowman, you can make a very convincing case that Strowman may be leaving here with a new piece of hardware. But if there is one thing that has really told the story of Seth Freakin Rollins' WWE Championship reign, is that, like him or not, he finds a way to win. Whether it was a last man standing match, whether it was Hell in a Cell, the triple threat at the Royal Rumble, Rollins has found a way to survive ever since he won the gold back at SummerSlam in August. Seth Rollins has turned away Sheamus, Tommaso Ciampa, Bobby Lashley, Solo Sikoa, Karrion Kross, and technically even Kevin Owens, though Owens was not pinned in that Armageddon Hell in a Cell match. Kevin Owens looks for a one-on-one opportunity at WrestleMania. And whether it's Seth Rollins or Braun Strowman defending the gold, if tonight was any indication, Kevin Owens will fight until he gets what he wants. But that is WrestleMania. This is now. And tonight has been filled with WrestleMania implications, and possibly none bigger than the WWE Championship being on the line. Seth Freakin Rollins, Braun Strowman, Monday Night Raw's richest prize. Let's send things down to the ring.
Introducing the challenger from Sherrills Ford, North Carolina, weighing in at 385 pounds, Braun Strowman. And his opponent from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin
Seth Rollins looks laser focused, but as you saw moments ago, Monday Night Raw going off the air this past week with Seth Rollins cracking Strowman over the dome with that very championship gold. Has that lit a fire under Braun Strowman? Has Rollins bit off more than he could chew? Or is Seth Rollins playing the game exactly how he wants to? All remains to be seen. Monday Night Raw's main event here in Miami, Florida. WWE titles on the line. Strowman, Rollins, here we go. Talk about a way to get back into the fold for Braun Strowman, making his return 3 weeks ago at the Royal Rumble, immediately becoming #1 contender 24 hours later, and finds himself with an opportunity to main event WrestleMania. This is a huge chance for both of these men. You look at Braun Strowman and the story we just told, the comeback story that could lead him to the main event. My goodness! Over the top goes Rollins. Rollins running away from the challenger. He wants nothing to do with the monster among monsters. We said Rollins might have bit off more than he could chew and might have lit a fire under the ass of Braun Strowman on Raw. And Rollins feeling it head on right now. The Strowman Express looking to run over the Visionary. And Rollins trying all he can to get Braun off his tail, but there is nothing you can do with this absolute monster breathing down your neck. Oh, look at Strowman, reverse choke slam, my goodness. You know, Braun, he's always got a vicious style inside of that ring, but there may be a little bit of an edge tonight, an extra added edge, the fire that we talked about, the will to go to WrestleMania. Rollins, with that title shot on Monday Night Raw, might have put the own exclamation point on his WWE Championship reign coming to an end. Rollins on the outside, it's not where you want to be, as Braun Strowman gonna meet him, and Seth Rollins meets the floor of Lone Depot Park. Oh my goodness. Braun said, you wanted a fight, I'll give you a war. Braun looking to complete his comeback story by defending the WWE Championship in the main event of WrestleMania. Seth Rollins looking to go back-to-back WrestleMania main events, walking in as the champion. Rollins over the top, and luckily is able to skin the cat because Braun Strowman, quicker than a hiccup for a man his size, just got out of the way. Rollins is all kinds of discombobulated, in no rush to get back inside the ring. And wait a minute here. Rollins finally finds a way to knock Braun down. The springboard and a senton. Rollins is going to have to utilize his speed, his agility, and may have to take things to the air, as risky as it is, more often than not, to try to keep down the monster among monsters. Look at Braun Strowman, unfazed, not shaken. Seth Rollins shaken and stirred as he gets thrown halfway across the ring. And I'll tell you, Braun Strowman, a very convincing case. We very well could be looking at the monster of all monsters, Braun Strowman, defending the WWE Championship against the Royal Rumble match winner Kevin Owens in the main event of WrestleMania. Squashing Seth like a bug. Oh! Rollins' lucky shot. Follows it up with a knee. He is going to do all he can to keep Braun Strowman down. Certainly easier said than done. A swing blade will aid him in that. But look how fast Braun gets to his feet. This guy is not human. Rollins trying to go after Braun. The speed of Braun Strowman, unmatched for a man his size. Another springboard. Rollins gets him down once again. Braun Strowman a little bit slower to get up that time, but man, knocking Braun down is one thing. Keeping him there is a whole different story, as Rollins is finding out firsthand. It is not going to be an easy task tonight for somebody who has been in a last man standing match with Sheamus. Went one-on-one with Tommaso Ciampa in Madison Square Garden. Defended against 5 Raw superstars in Hell in the Cell. The triple threat at the Royal Rumble. Rollins may be in for the toughest task of his championship reign tonight. He's always found a way to win, but I don't know if there is any escaping this Strowman Express here tonight at the Elimination Chamber. Braun is up, and the monster breathing fire as Rollins off the turnbuckle. Braun Strowman back into this thing. Rollins had an opportunity, wait a minute, to retain the title. Is that the way? He finds a way to win. No avail. Braun Strowman rolling to the outside here. Braun obviously feeling the effects. Take nothing away from the WWE Champion, who sails over the skies and this time is able to knock Strowman down at ringside. And now off the apron with a knee. And look how quick Braun got up from that initial dive from Rollins. And again off the knee. Braun Strowman will not stay down. I don't know what it's going to take as Seth Rollins off the springboard delivers a knee. And Braun rolls right to the outside. It's as if the knee woke him up from a deep sleep. And Rollins trying anything he can to avoid getting these hands by Braun Strowman. Easier said than done, as Strowman's got his hands on the champion and there's nowhere to run. Braun again, ragdolling Seth Rollins. And now what has Strowman got in mind? Just trying to get back into this matchup. Rollins obviously threw a lot of offense out there, but Strowman, for somewhat, looking pretty fresh. You gotta wonder how much was really taken out of the monster. It remains to be seen as we get in the championship rounds here tonight in Miami, Florida. Capacity crowd at Lone Depot Park, all eagerly anticipating Kevin Owens' opponent being decided for WrestleMania as Strowman delivers a monstrous powerbomb. Braun Strowman taking in the glory of his work and continuing to pummel Seth Freakin Rollins. I'll tell you what, Strowman might have gone for a cover earlier, but after that WWE title off the skull on Monday Night Raw, Braun is going to make Rollins suffer. Oh, wait a minute. Timely reversal by the champion. But a reversal by the challenger. And back and forth they go. Enziguri. Seth Freakin Rollins caught in the grasp of the monster, and that is a big boot that's gotta feel like running into a brick wall. You just see the ricochet as Rollins hit the boot and just went flying back. Braun Strowman has not gone for many covers, if any, in this matchup. From my recollection, he is just enjoying the beatdown on Seth Freakin Rollins right now. And here we go. Here's the cover to win the WWE title. Not just yet, Seth Rollins is still in it. Braun has stacked a lot of offense in this matchup, but not able to get the 3 count he oh so desired. Now on the apron, and I don't think this is gonna go well for the champion as he gets struck from the heights by Strowman on the apron. And ragdoll back inside the ring. Braun Strowman is seeing red right now. Back inside the ring, looking to prey on a weakened WWE champion. Rollins, ever resilient, a super kick on the jaw. Not enough to keep Strowman down, however, has just got to keep going. But how much does Rollins have in the tank to keep pushing the pace at this level? Seth Rollins is known to be a cardio machine at times, but when you're getting there with somebody as Braun Strowman, he's going to cut that down real quick. Rollins has got to find a way to cut down the monster here tonight, and that very well may have done it. Kick right to the chest, springboard, moonsault to the lower back. Rollins springboard again, another moonsault. Rollins trying anything he can to keep the monster grounded, dropping the elbow on Braun Strowman's spine. You take out the lower back, Strowman, I can tell you this, ain't gonna have a successful pursuit of the WWE Championship if this keeps up. Rollins back on top. Hits the crossbody and into the cover to retain the title. Not just yet, Strowman's still alive. Rollins can't believe it. Throwing caution in the wind on multiple occasions. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Running power slam. Braun Strowman exploding off the power slam. Seth Rollins saved by the ropes, but it may not matter because Braun Strowman just came that much closer to the finish line. Man, that is a testament to the toughness of Braun Strowman. Rollins with those high-risk maneuvers, stacked them up one on another, and Braun able to bounce back, explodes with the power slam. Oh, wait a minute, Braun. That didn't work out how you wanted it to. Rollins landed on his feet. And it goes behind. This is how he retained the title at the Royal Rumble in the triple threat, but it's not going to work out tonight. Braun rolling to the outside. I'll bite at this stage in the match. The monster is hurt, and he gets met with a crossbody over the top. Seth Rollins has got the monster down. Can he keep him there? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, not on the outside! A pedigree on the outside of the ring! Seth Rollins, in desperate times, call for desperate measures, and he may be resorting to a countout tonight. Oh, wait a minute, you gotta be kidding me. The monster's up. The pedigree on the outside, but the monster is still stirring. Rollins can't believe it. Braun trying to tie him up. Rollins ever resilient. A much needed reversal. Rollins is just pacing in there right now. He can't believe Strowman got up off the pedigree. Blockbuster off the middle buckle. Seth Rollins has got to try to find a new way to keep down Braun Strowman because everything he's thrown so far has not been the answer. Braun Strowman is still up. He is still stirring. Rollins may be running out of gas. And the Strowman Express just re-upped. Oh no, wait a minute, another roll-up that time, and this time it's Braun that's saved by the ropes. Braun Strowman back and forth, the pendulum of momentum begins to swing here in Miami, Florida. Going for the cover on Rollins, will that do it? Another close call in this championship match, but Seth Rollins retains for one moment longer. And Braun going for a choke slam, but again another reversal. A lot of reversals in this thing so far. Wait a minute, Rollins! Curb stomp on the monster! Rollins into the cover to retain the title. You gotta be kidding me! The monster is still breathing. Rollins can't believe it. Rollins has literally thrown everything in his arsenal to keep down Strowman, but this ungodly monster is still alive. This man is not human. Braun Strowman, like nothing else, inside of that squared circle, and Seth Rollins is finding out why as the monster begins to come alive. Oh! The winner will defend the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble match winner, Kevin Owens, awaits. And right now, after Rollins threw everything he has at Braun Strowman, Braun may be the favorite to waltz in to AT&T Stadium with the gold. Rollins off the reversal, able to get the upper hand one moment longer. Braun Strowman on a knee. Oh, let's call the shot. Who's going to get the best of it here, and it's going to be Seth Rollins. Braun down off that shot. Rollins going to the top. Frog splash! Signature! And that's literally Seth Rollins' game book. He has thrown every play that he has in the tank. What about going back to the well with a second curb stomp? Will that finally be enough to keep the monster down? It is. Seth Rollins has tranquilized the monster of all monsters. Braun Strowman's comeback story will not be complete by main eventing WrestleMania, but there is nothing to be ashamed of in defeat. I can't believe I'm saying it, but Seth Rollins earned that victory here tonight at the Elimination Chamber.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins!
Seth Rollins brings the WWE Championship into Dallas, Texas, where he will defend the gold against the Royal Rumble match winner Kevin Owens in the main event at WrestleMania. Coming your way on Saturday night, April the 13th, witness the aftermath of WrestleMania as the superstars of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown head to San Juan, Puerto Rico for the 2024 Backlash. This international live premiere event streams live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday night, April the 13th. And as a new season approaches, what will these superstars have in store? You haven't seen anything yet, and nothing can prepare you for the Backlash. Well, coming up next, it is your WrestleMania Sunday main event. The WWE Championship is on the line as the Royal Rumble match winner, Kevin Owens, takes on the visionary, the revolutionary, Seth Freakin Rollins. Two of Monday Night Raw's best square off, but before we send things down to the ring, let's take a look at the tail of the tape. And most importantly here, we want to look at the bottom half of your screen. Kevin Owens, 121 days without being pinned inside the squared circle. And over the last few months, Owens has earned victories over Karrion Kross, Solo Sikoa, Damian Priest, and Shinsuke Nakamura, some of Monday Night Raw's best. As for Seth Rollins, 196 days he has held the WWE Championship. From SummerSlam all the way till now, but will it be and counting? And just throughout that reign, Rollins has picked up victories in Last Man Standing, Hell in a Cell, triple threat matches, and more. It has been quite the successful reign for Rollins, with no matter the situation, the visionary finding a way to win. But nonetheless, the 2024 Royal Rumble match winner, the prize fighter, Kevin Owens, who has been riding a high on Monday Night Raw, started from the bottom, ground zero, started all over again all those months ago, has worked his way back to the main event of WrestleMania. But will it be enough to take down the man who has seemingly always found a way to win? They don't call him the visionary and a revolutionary because it looks good on a t-shirt. Rollins, an undeniable WWE champion. Up next, he defends that gold in the main event of WrestleMania Sunday.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE
is main event time! Sunday night, March the 3rd, 2024. The final time the bell will sound this season at what has been an illustrious season and one filled with ups and downs for that man right there. The prize fighter, the 2024 Royal Rumble match winner, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens fell to rock bottom alongside Sami Zayn, who was successful last night in winning the Intercontinental Championship. Both men forced to go back to the drawing board, forced to rebuild, forced to rake up as many victories as they could and find a new way back to the spotlight on Monday Night Raw. Kevin Owens outlasted a 3-1 deficit at Survivor Series, which turned a lot of heads all over again of the prize fighter, and Kevin Owens made the most of that attention, winning the Royal Rumble match back in January and staking his claim for the main event of WrestleMania. He is a visionary. He is a revolutionary. And for 196 days since SummerSlam last year, you have called him the WWE Champion. But will that reign continue into a new season? Will Seth Rollins stake his claim at the top, build his legacy that much more in the main event of WrestleMania? Last year, Seth Rollins walked in to WrestleMania Saturday as the World Heavyweight Champion on Friday Night SmackDown. Rollins fell short against Drew McIntyre. He was drafted to Raw a few weeks later, and just like Kevin Owens, forced to start from the bottom all over again. Rollins won the Money in the Bank contract, cashed it in at SummerSlam, and has been on top of Monday nights ever since. Whether it was Last Man Standing, Hell in a Cell, Triple Threat, one-on-one against Blackhearts or Monsters, Rollins has found a way to survive. But now back under the bright lights of the grandest stage, will Rollins thrive or will he crumble just as he did 12 months ago? It is your main event for the WWE title. Let's send things down to the ring for your official pre-match introductions.
Introducing the challenger from Marieville, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 266 pounds, Kevin Owens. And his opponent from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, Seth Freakin Rollins.
These two men have saw a preview of each other over the last few weeks in tag team matches, and both times Kevin Owens was on the victorious side. Albeit Seth Rollins not pinned in either one of those contests, even really gave up in a sense on Raw this past week and allowed Owens to pin LA Knight, Rollins saving his energy for WrestleMania. Will that momentum play in, or will Seth Rollins thrive in this championship matchup? Here we go, the bell has sounded. Your WrestleMania main event is live and in living color here at AT&T Stadium, Dallas, Texas. This is where superstars are born, legends are created, legacies live on. But who will see their name in the lights tonight? Will it be Kevin Owens? Will it be Seth Rollins? These two Monday Night Raw superstars have been on the rise and made their way to the main event over the last 12 months. A lot can change in a year, and both of these superstars in completely different whereabouts than they were 12 months ago. And Seth Rollins hot out of the gate early. We expect nothing less from an ever-resilient WWE Champion. There's been many a times throughout his reign where you thought Seth Rollins was about to fall to his challengers. This man turned away not one, but 5 challengers inside a Hell in a Cell match back in December at Armageddon. If you weren't a believer of Seth Rollins' WWE Championship reign and you pinned it all on luck, well, that certainly changed your mind all those months ago. Talked about it earlier tonight, Rollins retaining his title against Bobby Lashley and Solo Sikoa. Triple threat back at the Royal Rumble. And what about the events of the Elimination Chamber? Picked apart by the monster among monsters, Braun Strowman, but ultimately Rollins found a way to be victorious over the strong man on that night. All those victories lead to tonight. Rollins obviously better than he's ever been, that goes without saying. The best he's been throughout his career, in the prime of it. As the WWE Champion here on the show of shows. And Rollins proving why he has held the gold for 196 days. Look at him stack up the offense against Kevin Owens early. Rollins not afraid to throw caution in the wind if it means picking apart his opponent, but he may have bet against Kevin Owens one too many times. On the outside here, reversal by KO. Power bomb at ringside. Kevin Owens said, you want to go high risk, high reward, I'll beat you down anywhere. Kevin Owens will fight anyone, anything, at any time. And right into the ring post that time. The LED ones at that hurt a little bit harder than normal. Rollins able to survive and stacking up a couple of strikes. I'll tell you what, anybody's ball game when you're looking at these two superstars. Kevin Owens has not been pinned since the month of October. Red hot, month in and month out. Just riding a massive wave of momentum, but eventually it all comes crashing down. It happens to the best of them. When you got two superstars in Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens who are both riding the wave and only one can walk out victorious, it's really a matter of anybody's ball game. Who's going to ride it that much better? Who will be victorious in the main event of WrestleMania? Seth Rollins picking apart Kevin Owens. Rollins has been the aggressor for the majority of this matchup thus far. Kevin Owens only a bit of offense at ringside, but Rollins not allowing the Royal Rumble match winner to get any offense. Of course, as we say that, Kevin Owens off the reversal and a neck breaker that Rick Rude would be proud of. The prize fighter, Kevin Owens. You can beat this man down and beat him down and beat him down and he'll still come back. A pain tolerance is on Kevin Owens' side. We saw that at the Elimination Chamber alone. That no disqualifications match against Karrion Kross, if that was any indication of how deep Kevin Owens will fight. Rollins has got to believe he's in for a war. You noticed the misstep moments ago. Owens was going for another senton. Rollins out of the way off the backbreaker and another near fall. Kevin Owens can't be overzealous to try to turn the tables. You see, he cost himself that time, made a mistake. Something he cannot afford to do against the WWE Champion himself. Rollins once again scaling the ropes. He's been very comfortable up there thus far. Now off the top. Gets caught, Kevin Owens off the reversal, and now stomping the heart and the desire of the champion right through the canvas. And now Owens a successful senton. And not overzealous that time. Owens slowing things down, smart by the challenger. Cannot get in his own way with trying to unload on Rollins all at once. You gotta play the long game in championship matches, especially on nights like tonight. Rollins knows what people have been saying. He knows that people have brung up what happened last year at WrestleMania, walking in as a champion, and walking out with the gold. Many have rumored Rollins will do the same this year. Seth Rollins not to be denied, not looking to repeat WrestleMania Saturday of 2023 in 2024. As we mentioned, it is anybody's ball game. You see Kevin Owens picked up some momentum. Rollins dissing it right back. And we talked about it a few times tonight in some very physical contests inside of that ring, but it may very well come down to a war of attrition. When fatigue starts to set in and you enter those championship rounds, it may just come down to who gets that last shot. Who wants it more? You want to talk about making mistakes? Rollins, hesitation that time. Kevin Owens going to take advantage. Over the top rope. Rollins was in the drop zone. Kevin Owens over the top rope, and Seth Freakin Rollins got laid out momentarily, but now it's Kevin Owens right to those diamond-plated steps. Now Owens down and out once more. Just like that, the WWE Champion showing why, once again, why he is the WWE Champion for as long as he has held the gold. We've seen Rollins in absolute wars against the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, the Blackheart Tommaso Ciampa. The list goes on. Ready for another one with Kevin Owens tonight as Owens breaking the count. Obviously the championship advantage, not in the challenger's way tonight, but certainly something that can play in to Seth Rollins' game plan. Fight continues on the outskirts. And Owens sent hard into the barricade. And as Seth Rollins continues this onslaught on Kevin Owens, I want to bring up something that we talked about as the bell was sounding earlier tonight. Kevin Owens in those recent tag team victories on the opposite end of the ring from Seth Rollins. You know, there is such a thing in this sport as too much momentum. Sometimes you're so successful over and over and over again that you almost take your opponent, underestimate them. You have so much confidence, you look through your opponent. You know, that's something we could talk about with Kevin Owens. That's something we could say for Seth Rollins as well. Seth Rollins is just beating the hell out of Owens at ringside and out back into the squared circle. The point I'm trying to make is there such a thing here tonight where one or both of these guys, after riding such a red-hot streak, such a wave of momentum over the last few months, are they looking through their opponent and so confident in their abilities? You notice how Rollins broke the count and then meant Kevin Owens back on the outside just to institute some more damage. And certainly a good chunk of damage done. Wait a minute. I know that look. Curb stomp by Seth Rollins. Offense stacked one at a time. And now a curb stomp to the challenger, but Kevin Owens is still into it. No wasted motion. Rollins going to the top. Frog splash, not to be delivered. Kevin Owens, lights are on, nobody's home. Rollins, the package getting left at the door. And now Owens with a window of opportunity, looking to climb through it. Kick to the gut. Rollins may be in trouble. The champion down, but is he out? Owens turning him inside out. And now into the pinfall. Do we have a new WWE Champion here at WrestleMania Sunday? Not just yet. Business picking up in just a matter of a moment. Rollins with a curb stomp. Kevin Owens kick out. Rollins goes for the frog splash, not to be delivered. Owens turning Rollins inside out, but no 3 count found. Drop kick to the champion, and now Kevin Owens is tearing apart the announce table. Rollins overzealous, thought Kevin Owens was going to turn around. I think Owens realized that Rollins was coming at him and decided to stay put. That was a smart wrestling IQ from the prize fighter. And that wasn't. Double sentons had to realize Rollins had it scouted. Man, this WWE Championship match, somewhere blurring the lines between a fight and a brawl and a wrestling match. I think Kevin Owens would like to break it down into a brawl, just throwing fisticuffs where he's most comfortable. It doesn't say just keep fighting on the back of the t-shirt for nothing. We said it earlier, we'll say it again. Kevin Owens can take a lot of punishment. The threshold is way high. Rollins knows that, which I'm sure played into the fact of why he beat the hell out of Owens at ringside with the barricade. Nonetheless, Kevin Owens mounting his position off the middle buckle. What a maneuver by the Royal Rumble match winner. Dallas in appreciation as Kevin Owens with a springboard moonsault. I don't think got all of it, but I think at least got the knees of Rollins. Obviously wasn't the delivery Kevin Owens hoped for, but might end up working out. You take out the knees, you take out the legs, you're gonna take away some of Seth Rollins' offense, such as the curb stomp. Again, unfortunately for Owens, did not go the way he wanted. And that may have Rollins to thank. Rollins, I should say, may have that misstep to thank for getting back into this matchup. Another kick, nobody home. Kevin Owens off the reversal, sending the champion into the corner. We have seen Kevin Owens fight with his back up against the wall time and time again. Remember back at Survivor Series, down 3-1 in that traditional Survivor Series tag team matchup, eliminating Damian Priest, Solo Sikoa, and Karrion Kross back to back to back. The sole survivor on that night can really attest that victory. Really what kicked Kevin Owens into high gear, really gave him that momentum that he rode into the Royal Rumble and won the whole 30-man matchup. Now back to the outside, major exploder, and another senton. Owens leaning on what works in this matchup. Now bite what sometimes hasn't. A couple of those sentons not getting the delivery Kevin Owens wanted, but he's going for it. You gotta respect it. Back to the outside we go. Seth Rollins down. I don't know if the champion's got enough left in the tank. Kevin Owens instituting a beatdown of a lifetime. Now wait a minute. Up against the announce table, but the WWE champion realized danger was coming, trying to avoid disaster, and luckily for him, he able to get his wish. God only knows what Kevin Owens had in mind, trying to institute this announce table into the matchup. Meanwhile, Rollins, Falcon Arrow at ringside. Back to what we said a few moments ago. This matchup is somewhere in that blurred line between a Pier 6 brawl and a professional wrestling match. These two are beating the hell out of each other here at WrestleMania. And it's Kevin Owens who is on a knee, and Seth Rollins standing on his own two souls. Oh! Forearm right to the back of the neck. And oh no, Rollins, another forearm. We have seen this in championship defenses in the past. A super avalanche curb stomp. But Kevin Owens not to be denied. Owens is still alive here at WrestleMania, but Rollins now scaling the ropes. Owens is in trouble. Surviving, yes. Thriving, maybe not. Countered by the Royal Rumble match winner. Owens fighting from within. The avalanche curb stomp did not work out. Both men going for shots, neither getting delivered. What did we say earlier? War of attrition. Springboard moonsault by Kevin Owens. This is what WrestleMania is all about. This is your main event to WrestleMania Sunday, the end of a long season. Who will leave as the WWE Champion? Rollins sent over the top rope. And I think Kevin Owens has got his eyes on the announce table he cleared off a few minutes ago. And I don't think Rollins is at any point to try to defend himself here. The champion's in trouble. Stunner by Kevin Owens through the announce table. Dallas, Texas, blowing the roof off AT&T Stadium. This place has come alive for the challenger. Stunner through the announce table, and the champion is hurt. The champion is weakened, and the championship may belong to the prize fighter, not just yet. Rollins with the shoulder up, and you had to believe that was it. Multiple times throughout this matchup, we have seen 3 counts. If it was any other night, Rollins has used that avalanche curb stomp to victory. Kevin Owens has used the stunner to victory. But tonight, of all nights, the night to push through, to let adrenaline fuel you. to go past your limits. Rollins on top. Phoenix Splash. A rare occurrence out of the arsenal. But desperate times call for desperate measures. Unfortunately, damage done, but no victory found just yet. Seth Rollins very rarely pulls out that Phoenix Splash, a hard move to deliver, and takes a lot out of the man who is instituting it. Obviously more out of the opponent, but not enough to keep Kevin Owens down. Owens has survived not one but two curb stomps. If Rollins hits one more, you gotta believe that's gonna be the exclamation point here at WrestleMania Sunday. Sidestep by Owens. 196 days as WWE Champion is hanging in the balance as Kevin Owens tries to find a way to take away the title from the Visionary. Back first off the apron. And Owens, somehow with a fire still inside of him, trying to unload on the champion here at ringside. Earlier on, it was Rollins using the barricade to his advantage. Kevin Owens now turning the tables. Back on the apron goes KO and a massive senton. What else are we going to see in this WrestleMania main event for the WWE Championship? Rollins is down, and I don't know if he's got anything left, but it would be a mistake to underestimate him. If you know Seth Rollins and you've watched his championship reign, down does not mean out for the Revolutionary. But this could mean out. A 3 count on the way, no. Rollins giving everything he had with that kick out right there. Doing all he can to survive. Needing the ropes just to get to his feet. Now what? What has Kevin Owens got in mind? How desperate is Kevin Owens to win the WWE title tonight? Kick to the gut. Oh my goodness! Power bomb on the apron! Vintage Kevin Owens. Owens tapping in to a cold, dark place in his past to try to take away the WWE Championship here tonight. Power bomb on the apron. Rollins in trouble. Owens looking to feast on a broken, beaten Visionary. Pop-up power bomb, but Seth Rollins finds a way to kick out. I got nothing left. I got nothing. I can't believe it right now. Rollins surviving not one, but 2 power bombs, and somehow the champion who has found a way to win time and time again is still alive. Owens with another massive maneuver. Elects not to go for the pinfall just yet. Owens is going to the top rope with anything he's got left in the tank. Going for the splash. Nobody home. Rollins in the driver's seat in a matter of a second. This is what WrestleMania is all about. The best of the best, fighting for the richest prizes. And now Rollins once again going for the Phoenix Splash for the second time in the matchup. That high-risk maneuver does not pay Rollins dividends. Owens with the sidestep. Owens unloading in the corner. KO is fired up. Rollins is dazed. Owens sending him into the ropes. Pop-up powerbomb into the pinfall. We have a new WWE Champion! 196 days, Seth Rollins was atop Monday Night Raw as the WWE Champion, but a 197th day was not to be, thanks to the prize fighter, Kevin Owens.
Here is your winner, and the new WWE Champion, Kevin Owens!
We started WrestleMania weekend with Sami Zayn winning the Intercontinental Championship. We end WrestleMania weekend with Kevin Owens as the new WWE Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us all year long. Coming your way on Saturday night, April the 13th, witness the aftermath of WrestleMania as the superstars of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown head to San Juan, Puerto Rico for the 2024 Backlash. This international live premiere event streams live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday night, April the 13th. And as a new season approaches, what will these superstars have in store? You haven't seen anything yet, and nothing can prepare you for the Backlash.